Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA 2K25 MyNBA expansion series with the Mexico City Aztecs. Year number 9 begins today, but we are coming off our worst playoff finish since before our title, now 2 years removed from where we stand right now. We've already talked a lot about what went wrong in that playoff run, but of course, the biggest talking point, the biggest reason why we did not get to where we thought we would is because Kylan Moore broke his left leg with like a month and a half to go in that regular season and, missed the entire playoffs. And we didn't really have the pieces, I think, to work around that fully. And I hope that if that does happen again, specifically, we have Aaron Mobley, we have Mitchell Robinson, but who knows if those guys are going to be enough to make up for all of the production across the board that Kylan Moore gives you. And, hopefully you won't see 2 major injuries back to back, because that would just be absolutely soul crushing. But we also saw some good stuff out of Braden McCaw. Now, he's coming off his best year. It wasn't a good year by any means, I would say, but his progression throughout his career has been very, very good. I think he was like a 71 out of the draft and now is up to an 83 entering the final year of his rookie contract. So he has a lot to play for. He's very loyal. He wants to be here in Mexico City, and I want him here if he can really start to figure it out. His jump shot came a long way last season. In fact, his 3-ball was pretty darn impressive, but he's got to show us even more in his 4th season to really earn that extension. And so I think because, we have seen good progression from him and he's now an 83 overall, I think I want to start the year by giving him time in the starting 5 alongside David Dennis, John Cobb, Jalen Williams, and Kylan Moore. Now, he'll only be playing at about half the game, 23 minutes, but it's going to be a good chance for him to be kind of that 5th option. I think every other player in the starting 5 deserves, more shots than him per game. But he's out there playing with our best players, which means that he should get some pretty decent good looks, because most defenders probably going to worry about the other 4 instead of him. Now, I do plan to kind of bring Williams out when we don't have both Cobb or Moore out there. But at any point in this game, except for that 1 minute there in the 4th quarter, we will have at least John Cobb or Kylan Moore out there, regardless, unless they were to have fouled out or gotten hurt, God forbid. But this is my initial starting point for the coaching game plan and our rotation. You'll see Davion Mitchell, our backup point guard, getting those minutes behind David Dennis. You'll see McDaniels come off our bench, once again playing power forward, but if we need him to come into our starting 5 again like he was a year ago, I'm definitely not opposed to it. We also have Dylan Young at wing. Mobley right now is going to get all of those backup minutes behind Moore at the 5. And then we'll have Herb Jones and Maurice Mullen both get minutes at guard and wing. So an 11-man rotation to start things out here in year number 9. I've already gone through mentorships and training, so that is all set up. Now we can dive right in. We open against the Mavericks, and I think I'm going to skip opening night this time around, despite the Mavericks being a pretty good team a year ago. But their starting 5, they're not as good as they once were. They've got an aging De'Aaron Fox. Derek Lively's still there, but it's a pretty bad team, I think. They're not going to be a contender, most likely. And what about the Spurs? I'm curious. I just want to find a team that I think is worth facing off against. The Spurs could be that team. And then we can go from there. Now, again, we're doing part 1 here in this episode. So my plan is to get at least halfway through our season. Probably about 40 to 42 games is my plan. And I want to do at least 1 showcase game and definitely get through a couple of those late game scenarios. The Kings could also be a fun matchup. Or how about the Grizzlies? I think did we watch a full game against them last year? I don't think we did. Or no, we did. But they got Elijah Banks. They've got John Morant. They're going to be a contender. They have Julian Turner off their bench. I think it's a good game to kind of get familiar with this slightly adjusted roster. Then we can move through the rest of our year. So we're going to start off by just going through these games, and we'll jump in if they're close. But this game on November 3rd is going to be our showcased one for today. But here we go, folks. In Dallas. And year 9 is officially underway. And we are going to just go ahead and simcast and jump in late if it's close. But I imagine we should come out of here with a win and start the year 1-0, because we have the roster to kind of repeat the success that we had a year ago in the regular season. The Mavericks given us some problems here early in this game, and in fact, they're going back and forth here in the third quarter. Could be in store for a very tight finish here to open our 9th season. We go to the fourth quarter. Aztecs trying to pull away here, but under 6 to go, we lead by 6. Let's watch the rest of it. So we jump in here in Dallas in the American Airlines Center with the ball, leading 97-91. Good pass. There's Kylan Moore with his first bucket in quite some time, at least for us here in these showcased episodes and these showcase games. Now we lead by 8 points, trying to hold off late Mavs effort to come from behind and win this one. Aaron Fox right to the rack for the deuce. John Cobb drives, gets by his man, and lays it in for 2. It's back to an 8-point cushion. Davion Mitchell right now in the game. I don't see McCaw. He's at the scores table. So Mitchell out there alongside Dennis. Not usually part of that kind of a rotation. It should be just on the court and on the bench respectively at any one time. But De'Aaron Fox now at 27 points. 8 here in the fourth, and it's back to a 5-point game. Quick pass up ahead, and Kylan Moore throws it down. Good pass. Hachimura, though, is denied by John Cobb on his way up. And now Kylan Moore has a mismatch against De'Aaron Fox, but does not take it down low. The shot's no good. Wilder finds Fox on the other end. That one is rejected at the hoop by the Blueprints. Here's the reigning MVP, John Cobb, blowing by Lively for the deuce. He's got at least 4 here since we have jumped in. And it's back to a 9-point game, 105-96. Aztecs have shot 35 for 72 here in this game. Hachimura to Lively. He throws it down. Now to Cobb. He thought twice about it. Now goes by Hachimura, but Lively there on the help to block it away. I did adjust the play priorities for John Cobb to put his 3-point shot down to the 3rd priority, and I put PNR ball handler and isolation at 1 and 2. So we should be seeing more, off the dribble plays by Cobb and less 3-point shots, because that has been, a good part of his game, just not the best part of his game. He's had some, really inconsistencies throughout his career from downtown, despite the overall good shooting numbers. Here's Fox, wide open, but can't knock it down. And still no chance to see McCaw out there because there has not been a stoppage in play. Working against Derek Lively now, it's Kylan Moore. Shot clock under 5. Has to fire, and he absolutely buries it. He's got 48 in his first game back from injury, 16 for 26, a bucket shy of 50. The welcome back he was waiting for. The shot won't go for Fox. I wish this was a home game, but it comes on the road against a very familiar rival. And now he steps out of bounds. 1:46 left. Lively comes over, sets the screen. Sohan back to him on the pick and roll, and Lively missed it, but got it back. Now is going to have to pass out. Fox blocked again. Kylan Moore's got at least 2 here in the fourth quarter, making plays on both ends. He wants the rock. He wants a 50 ball here to open the season. He's not going to get it that time. He's got about 60 seconds left to do it. Fox, a quick trigger. It's good. 6-point game, but it'll give another chance to Moore to hopefully put the ball in the hoop. We do feed him. Working against Lively, backing him down. There he goes through the contact. A 50 ball in his first game since he fractured his left leg. Avs essentially out of time. A step back for Fox won't go. Kylan Moore the rebound. Up ahead to Jalen Williams. So it's been pretty much the Kylan Moore show, and a couple good plays by John Cobb, our 2 stars, linking up for almost all of our baskets here in the fourth quarter, save for that 3 right there from J-Dub. But we are going to come out of here with the win to open year 9, 1-0. Another block for Kylan Moore. That's 3 in the quarter. And Cobb had 1 as well. And the clock is going to tick away here in Dallas, Texas. And Mexico City starts year 9 in very impressive fashion. 112-101, your final score. Kylan Moore leads the way. So glad to have him back, hopefully for the long haul. Despite 30 points from De'Aaron Fox, the Mavericks fall on opening nights to a 50-13 performance out of Kylan Moore. 17 for 28. 7 blocks, which is a new record for a regular season game for your Aztecs. 12 for 13 at the free throw line. John Cobb supplies 18 points, but only shoots 33% here in his return coming off an MVP campaign. But we come out on top with the win behind one of our star players, shooting 48% from the field and 41% from downtown. Another close game unfolding here. This one comes at home in our home opener. Once again, coming down to it. Aztecs trying to pull away late, but it's a 4-point game with 3:24 to go. Aztecs in front. Got to hold on to win. We jump in with a pretty small lineup out here. What is going on? We've got McCaw, Dylan Young, Cobb, J-Dub, and David Dennis on the floor as John Cobb buries a triple. He's got 35 here in his year. I want to say this is his 7th or 8th season now. I think it's his 8th season. And he is going to ask for an extension, which he is going to get here soon. Going to get that done and out of the way, hopefully, in the next couple of minutes once this game is all said and done, because he's going to stick around for the long haul. Open 3 in the corner. Dylan Young can't drill it. Still a 4-point game, a 4-point game after that triple earlier, and now it's a 2-point game off Goodwin's jam. Yeah, where is Kylan Moore? Why are we going small? Cobb tries again. That one's no good. We don't even have Mobley or Robinson out there at center. Our tallest guy is going to be Cobb at 6'6". They've got Wemby out there. Cobb is called for a foul. Will you please bring a center on the floor? Branham's got 19 points. That free throw gives him 20. And we bring in Mitchell Robinson. So no Aaron Mobley, no Kylan Moore. Is this cause for concern? We're tied at 115, under 2 to play now here at home. Cobb isolates and scores! A foul it's called on Malachi Branham, the 8th on the Spurs here in the 4th. Little nod to the crowd there from Cobb. And some early MVP chance for the reigning MVP. The free throw is good. 3-point game. Now to Wemby. And there's no resistance there. Is that Jabari Ellis on the floor? Why? He's not part of our rotation. Whenever somebody fouls out, this always happens. You can't really fix it unless I were to jump in, but only for a moment. It fixed itself. There's McCaw! The first time he's taken a shot since we have jumped in after he got benched a year ago. That puts us up by 4. Ellis trying to stop Wemby, but it's a very tall task for a guy that's not very tall himself. 121 to 119. Cobb attacks the basket and scores! Like y'all said, he is way better off the dribble attacking the rim than he is at just taking threes the whole game. The threes will come, but off the dribble, he's at his absolute peak. Wemby hits the fadeaway, keeps the Spurs in this one. Still going back and forth here. San Antonio not going away anytime soon. Cobb draws 2 defenders, hands it off to McCaw. The offense resets. Here's Ellis getting loose. He rises and throws it down. The former late first-round pick will put us back up by 4. Inbound to Castle, and he missed at the rim. J-Dub with that layup contests. Fast break, we're going to slow things down. Cobb's doubled. McCaw finds Mobley, who's finally out there, but he misses the wide open one-handed look. And there's pretty much no clock differential here. It's like about half a second. And a foul is called on McCaw. Both teams in a bonus for much of this fourth quarter. Front end goes for Woodrow. And the back end is good as well. The Spurs are going to foul us here most likely. And Cobb is at the line for a pair. Listen to this crowd. The first shot is up and good. The back end to hopefully put this game out of reach. Also online, the Spurs will advance. Inbound to Castle. Gets by Dennis. Rises and hits. We'll do it again. Inbound to Cobb. More free throws. And more MVP chance. This place is completely on their feet. Every fan out of their seats. The shots are good. 8 seconds left. No more timeouts for San Antonio. Castle throws it up and out, and the Aztecs are 2-0. This time it is John Cobb who leads the way, supplying 44 points and 10 rebounds in the winning efforts. Kyle Moore puts up 24 points in as many minutes, but did foul out. That's why he was not out there. Dennis, 20 points, 6 assists. McCaw was 2 for 5. Not upset with that number of shots for him. 3 players put up 21 or more for the Spurs, but they fall behind our star talent. Now we have a rematch against the Houston Rockets, who are 3-0 to start their season. A nice second quarter surge gives us 85 points at halftime against our arch rivals. Fourth quarter approaching. Rockets not making much headway here. They're running out of time, and we are about to blow these guys out of the water with Kyle Moore back in our lineup. 155 to 121. Cam Whitmore 29, Morales 26, Bauer 26, but he also fouled out fairly early in that game. John Cobb, 48 more points, 10 rebounds. 30 for Dennis, 30 for Kylan Moore. Both he and Cobb fouled a lot in this game. Plenty of free throws. McCall supplies 14 points. Young goes 0 for 6, but the offense was not really missing him a whole lot. 54% from 3, and we took 58 free throws and hit 55. I even lowered the free throw percentage for Simmons, so that's just how good we are at free throws. They only shot 72%. And we are off to a very nice start. Now we face another rival in the Nets who beat us 2 years ago in the NBA Finals. And we once again take care of business. 33 for Dennis, 8 dimes. John Cobb, Kylan Moore, and J-Dub all with double-doubles. After a, pretty forgetful opener for Cobb, he has had 3 back-to-back-to-back fantastic outings shooting-wise. He is off to a very, very hot start. The rebounds have also been very impressive for him. Make it 5 straight wins to open year 9 as we bludgeon Boston 143-112. 27 here for Sean Cross. 23 for Jaylen Brown. But Cobb drops 39. Kylan Moore 34 and 10. Dennis 22. Stars once again lead the way. I'm saying, man, if we could just keep this team healthy and stay healthy, especially later in the year, we are primed to do great things like we did 2 years ago. And now we dismantle the 76ers by 40 points. David Dennis 28, Cobb 26 with 4 steals. Dennis had 4 steals. McCall with 24 points, going 8 for 10. That is his best offensive game so far in our first 6. J-Dub 15, Kylan Moore 15 and 11. So we're getting a lot of good stuff out of a lot of players. Our bench has not been productive, but they have not had to be. The offense has been humming. We opened this year 6-0, but now we face off against the 8-1 Memphis Grizzlies, who currently lead the Western Conference, but we are the last team standing in terms of having no losses. If you look at the NBA standings in total, I think we are the only undefeated team left. That seems to hold true. Can we keep it going here in this game? I hope so. We've played 3 road games, 3 home games, and have yet to lose. And I do want to get this contract out of the way and give Cobb a massive extension once again. We also have eligibility for Mullen and Herb Jones. Both guys want to stick around, but it's just those 3. We're going to get Cobb's done here. He's 28 years old. We're going to offer him a 4-year contract, which will get him eventually to $70 million in the final year of this new deal. We're going to offer this contract, and John Cobb happily accepts. He is once again staying around for the long haul. 8 years pro now. This is his 8th season, and he is still playing at an all-caliber level. Now, I was going to watch this game right here, but Elijah Banks seems to be hurt. And is it long-term? It is not. We play these guys again later on in December twice. I want to hold off until then to watch the showcase game. So we're going to keep moving on, because I want both teams to be as fully healthy as possible, so Banks has to be there for us to jump in for those games. Let's continue simcasting. A solid second quarter gives us a sizable lead here entering the second half against Memphis. But our fourth quarter surge has Memphis right back in this game. We get the offense on track, and we're going to hold on to win this one on the road to stay undefeated. 115-102. Zach Edey, 21 and 15. John Morant, and Gonzalez each shoot fairly poorly. 26 and 12 for Kylan Moore. Dennis 24 on 26 shots. Cobb 22 and 9. And double figures from Dylan Young, Mullen, and J-Dub. And are out to the win. McCaw, this game goes 0 for 6. So we had 4 players with 5 fouls each. That's not good. Toronto coming in with a 1-6 record, trying to end our winning streak. But we take a lead here in the second half. Raptors hanging around, but running out of time, and we're going to once again win. 8 straight to open the year, definitely our best winning streak to open a season ever as a franchise. 26 for Şengün, 20 for Scotty Barnes, but 20 plus for Cobb, Kylan Moore, and Dennis once again. Cobb did foul out late, but by that point the game was already pretty much wrapped up. On the road once again now in Cleveland, and now we trail here in the fourth quarter by 7, 4:16 to go. Can we come back and win 9 straight games to open year 9? That would be poetic. We jump in with the ball, trailing by 7 here on the road. 8-0 against the 4-5 Cavaliers. The shot's no good from Jalen Williams. Need to stop right here to give us our best chance to win. And the Cavaliers fans are cheering for tacos. They might be getting them. They lead by 9. Call leaves it for Dennis. A high arcing triple won't drop in for him. Nikola Topic with the rebound. Offense has been kind of cold here in the second half for the Aztecs for the first time all season. Garland fouled on his way inside. That's on Cobb. Free throws for the point guard. The front end is no good. The back end will make it a 10-point deficit. Still plenty of time left. Dennis thought twice about it. Shot clock is under 10. Cobb drives and scores. Dumped inside. Evan Mobley backing down to Williams. That's way too easy. A bit undersized there as Williams in that matchup. Don't forget, the Cavaliers had the first overall pick, Dustin Miller, out there wearing number 50. He's on McCaw. So we'll keep an eye on his career progression as Cobb misses that 3. And we are in danger, it looks like, of being given our first loss of the season. Here's Cameron Purdue, back out. Miller's wide open and drops in a triple. That one could be the dagger from the first overall selection. Cobb has a lane, but that one's blocked out of bounds by new Cavalier Jaren Jackson Jr. They'll stay with the Aztecs, but now only a minute 56 to go, trailing by 13 points. The odds are not in our favor. Here's Cobb again, looking to drive. Eddie draws the foul. Bonus now for the Aztecs. Cobb hits the front ends. The back end is also good. Downhill, Garland, a couple of pump fakes. Offense resets for Cleveland. Just ticking this clock away. Good look at a triple. No good from Garland. We go fast. There's still a chance. We lob it up wide open to Kylan Moore. Downhill again through the contacts. Darius Garland with 19 points now. And that's probably got to be it here for us in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Cobb driving. Once again, slashing inside for a bucket. Garland steps into a jumper. It's out. Gotta go fast. A 3 could make things very interesting here. Get the ball in Cobb's hands. Thought twice about pulling up. A lot of time ticking away here. David Dennis cashes in. 6-point game. It's not quite over. Gonna have to rely on some missed free throws, I believe, but the door is still slightly open. We'll have to foul one more time here. Mobley, the inbounder, finds Garland. He will take a pair of free throws. The first of which is up and good. Garland, 2 for 2. We inbound it to Kylan Moore. He strips. Cobb picks it up. Got to go for a 3, you would have to imagine. It's a mid-ranger instead. It's offline. And we are not going to foul. The clock is going to run out for your Aztecs here. We're going to lose our first game of the season here after an 8-game win streak to open up year number 9. But it comes to an end here on the road. But what a start it has been for Mexico City, trying to make a name for ourselves after a disappointing end to our year in the Western Conference Finals a year ago. Let's keep this train moving. 21 for Garland leads the way for the Cavaliers. Topic supplies 20 off their bench. Cobb had 25, Moore had 23. A couple guys in double figures as well with Dennis and Williams, but it seems right now our bench is not really giving us much offense at all. So when the starters aren't playing very well, it's going to be a lot more difficult to win our games. Despite almost always having more free throws than our opponents, you can't win them all. You're never going to go 82-0. And we have our first injury of the year. McDaniels off our bench, tore his left calf muscle, out for, I would wager, a month to a month and a week or two. So we'll have to retool and figure out how to replace him, with power forward not really being a spot of strength for ours at all. We have J-Dub, who's better fit, I think, at the 3. We don't have a true power forward on this team outside of Jabari Ellis, so maybe he's the guy to bring in until McDaniels can return. Herb Jones apparently cold to start the season. What is his numbers looking like? He has shot the ball pretty well, although on very low volume. I think he's fine. We get back on track with a win despite 42 points from Lawrence Murphy in Milwaukee. Former Aztec Cam Christie drops in 23 points on only 11 shot attempts, but a big fourth quarter by the Aztecs, outscoring them 42-20, notches us our 9th win. 20 plus for Kylan Moore, Williams, and John Cobb. Dennis a double-double along with 4 steals and a block. And we get back in the win column. Close game against Golden State has gotten off to a 4-11 start this year. Fourth quarter comes around. We're going back and forth. 5-point game, under 4 to go. Let's watch the rest here once again on the road. Got to come out on top and get to win number 10. We got an NBA Cup game here on the road in the Chase Center as Kobe Bufkin knocks down that jump shot. And now it's a 1-score game. They're wearing the home uniforms in this one for some reason. Yes, because they're wearing their city uniforms, I think is what it's called. The fadeaway goes in to Kylan Moore. Rattles it off the backboard and back through the net. He's got 18 points on a 50% shooting clip. Warriors trying to work their way back to 500 after a slow start. It's back out, and it's going to be a 3 in the key on Golden State. Out to McCaw. He'll rattle off a 3, but it's not going to drop in. So we've got the starting 5 back out there to close out this game. 40 boards for us, 38 for Golden State. Jonathan Kuminga buries a triple. And it's back to 2. Cobb, baseline drive, high off the glass, got his own miss back. The offense can reset. McCaw, quick trigger, that one's online. That was a contested shot too, that was tough. Inside and stolen away, Moore cuts off the pass. Fast break, McCaw, the mid-range shot, make it 5 straight points for him. 15 turnovers now by the Warriors. They average about 14 per game. Down below, John Cobb leads us in points per game at just over 30. Now back-to-back steals. We've got 8 of those in this game. Now 9 with that one. McCaw through the contact, no. More the offensive rebound keeps it alive with the Aztecs. Here's Cobb, shrugging off Podziemski, but can't get it to go off the window. 7-point game. Warriors not a very good rebounding team. Right now 28th in the NBA. As another 3 in the key is called. That is 4 straight turnovers, I think, by the Warriors. Or at least 4 on their last 5 trips down. Not how you close out games against a team like us. Off the screen, McCaw's feeling it. That shot's no good though, just missing. Still 95 to 102, but time running out for these Warriors. Inside, Zion missed at the rim. McCaw there to contest, back-to-back whiffs at the hoop for Zion. J-Dub through the contact with the finish. Timeout, Golden State. And the Aztecs hang on to win 106 to 97 as we notch our 10th win in this young season.
Get home safe, everyone, and thank you for spending some time.
21 for Zion in this loss, but 29 for Cobb leads the way. Dennis gives us 25. Alan Moore, a double-double. And McCaw's only 2 shots that went in this game are ones that we just saw. He goes 2 for 14, 1 for 10 from downtown. Despite that, though, I think he has shown some promise. We're winning games with him in there, despite his shooting splits not being very good. I mean, it's only been a very small sample size. I want to see more from him. But, yeah, these numbers got to get better, I think, before we keep him there long term. Rematch against Dallas, and we win this one as well by only a single point. I chose not to simcast this one, but probably should have if it was that close of a game. Alan Moore fell down after a double-double. Dennis, 13 points. McCaw goes 4 for 12. I want to remove 3-point from his priority until that turns around. 36 for Lou Wong in the loss, though. But as usual, Kibu Miller and the Kings give us some problems here. 30 points for Miller on 12 for 15 shooting. He leads the Kings to an upset win against us. They were only 5-10 coming in. We were 11-1. Now we pick up our second loss of the year because we could not play defense to save our lives. 30 plus for Cobb and Moore, but nobody else had a good day. I mean, Dylan Young played pretty well off our bench, but that was about it. Nobody else really gave us a whole lot more to be happy with. And McCaw, once again, just not shooting very well. Took 11 threes, only hit 3 of them. So, until that gets better, we're going to have to adjust our playbook a little bit and take off those priorities for him. It's only his second one. I think I'll move it to number 4 until that gets better, if it ever does. I'm going to also make him more of a Cobb kind of a player where he's, getting handoffs and getting downhill and not shooting as much. We'll do handoff, receiver, and we'll do putter as well. And now, despite 42-12 from the blueprints and 28 for Cobb, once again, the rest of our team let those guys down, and we blow a fourth quarter lead. We lose at the very end of the game. Also, just kind of sim through it. I did not simcast. Outscored 25-16 there in the fourth quarter. We lose by 2 on our home floor. 22 for Grady Dick. 5 other guys, double figures, with a triple-double, by the way, from Scotty Barnes. Only took 6 shots. That's impressive. And I think it's time for a bit of a lineup change. We are through 1 month of play, and here are your stats right now. Only 4 players above double-digit scoring. Cobb currently putting up 38 and 5 with nearly 2 steals and a block per game. Shooting lights out from pretty much everywhere. Kylan Moore shooting very well from the field, putting up 27, 10, and 3. 1 steal, 2 blocks. Threes falling a little bit less often than they were a year ago, but around the same level. Free throws are good for him. David Dennis, another 3-point sniper and free throw maker, also just shooting very well. But these 3 guys are carrying us right now. But a couple of guys like McCaw shooting 37% and Davion Mitchell shooting 37%. Not doing enough to really earn their keep here. They're both getting the most playing time outside of our top 3 players and J-Dub. So they really got to step up. Williams has been really good for us. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists per game. Really good stats. Just stuffing it. Shooting very well across the board. So I think he is filling his role pretty well. But I think power forward is definitely a need for us, because if we could move Williams to our small forward spot and get somebody else to start at power forward, I think that's probably your ideal lineup, especially if McDaniels can come back. If so, I'll probably start him. But Dylan Young, not doing a whole lot, not getting a lot of playing time. But 43% for the field, 33 from downtown. Maurice Mullen has shot the ball very well. I might start him over McCaw and move Cobb to the 3 spots. But I think Cobb just plays better at the 2, honestly. Mullen can play the 3. He's just a little undersized at 6'4", but I think I'm okay to work around that. Jabari Ellis has played in 6 games so far. Not shot the ball very well. I mean, he's hit some threes, that's for sure. And then Mobley, about 53%. Not getting a lot of playing time. 4 points, 3 rebounds. And then, as we talked about, Davion Mitchell not giving us much to like. McDaniels was playing well when he played. In 9 games, he had shot 2 for 3 on average. Threes weren't falling, but he was at least being efficient overall from the field in his low playing time. And then finally, we got Herb Jones. Sub 40% from the field, but 40% from downtown, but putting up less than 3 points per game, so not really taking a whole lot of threes. He either starts him or Mullen, and I think I want to start Herb Jones and probably increase playing time off the bench from Mullen to get the best of both worlds. So you get some defense for Jones, and he's better fit for the 3 spot, and then Mullen can suck him off our bench and give us some offense. But also, if Mitchell does not turn things around, then maybe we give a couple games to Anders Anderson, the late first-round rookie. Give him a chance to play points. He is 6'5", pretty good size. So, like the last 2 years, we have benched McCaw early in the year until he can pull things around, hopefully. We'll give Mullen 13 minutes off our bench. But right now, 2 of our youngest players, Anderson and Jabari Ellis, are going to get the most playing time off our bench as Herb Jones becomes a starter once again, like he has in our last couple years since he has joined our team. Rematch against the Kings, and we had our way here in this one, winning by 22. 33 for Cobb, 21 for Dennis. Moore shot very poorly, but was a board and assist shy of a triple-double, had 2 blocks. Anders Anderson, 4 for 10, 12 points. McCaw, in 10 minutes, puts up 12 on 3 for 3 shooting, so good to see him at least have one solid game. Mullen, 9 points, 3 for 5. And now we get McDaniels back. So we're going to bring him back in place of Ellis, but Ellis, did a pretty solid job. 6 points per game, about 4 rebounds per game. Was definitely playing some defense for sure, and did not shoot horribly. So if we see bad play from McDaniels in his return, maybe we could bring Ellis back in. But this will also give him a bit of a rest. He is a little bit tired coming off that game. So trying out new things gives some players some time to kind of get their fatigue back to good levels. But welcome McDaniels back into our lineup. But now Portland moves to 13-6 with a lot of players in double figures. This seems to be a pretty running theme for us, is that when players or teams get scoring from a lot of players, it's hard for us to really contain them. 31-10 for Kylan Moore, 20-10 for Dennis. Cobb shot poorly, Moore shot poorly, and again, not a lot of players getting a lot of playing time off our bench, and maybe a change to that could be worked on. I do think that bringing J-Dub off our bench is just a good move, but we can't really afford to do it right now unless you were to start McDaniels, bring in Ellis off your bench, and then have Williams either start at the 3 or get a lot of those minutes off the bench in general. But also, we're seeing plenty of players foul out. Dennis fouled out here in this game. Moore had 5. This is happening pretty frequently for us. I'll give it a few more games, but if we don't start getting back on a win streak, we've lost 3 in 4 games. I would love to get things back on track by one of these games against the Grizzlies here in the middle of December. Trying to come back here in Washington. 3:27 to go. 3-point game. Aztecs trail. Wizards have it, up by 3. They've got Donovan Mitchell now. Here's Williams, wide open. He can't knock it down. Now a 3 could tie it up for the Aztecs. We have been really bad on the glass. 47 rebounds per game, 27th in the league. It's got to be partly why we've lost a couple of these games. Maybe Mitchell Robinson could be a better fit behind Kylan Moore, but it also just gives you even more of a reason to go for a power forward via trade. Or start McDaniels, or start Jabari Ellis. I don't know. There are a couple things that we can do before we have to make a trade, but rebounding has got to get better. Shot clock under 5. Quick trigger, and Williams drills a triple this time. He's got 20 points, over half of that coming here in the final quarter of play. Aztecs once again down by 4. Kylan Moore backing down his man. Easy bucket against Alex Sarr. He's got 30. Kel Bridges dished out another open triple, but no good this time from Darius Williams. Dennis has more up ahead. Got it back and throws it up and in. 105-105. The Aztecs trying to steal one here on the road. Here we go. Under 2 to play. A neck-and-neck affair. Williams wants to pick and roll. Fires the jumper and drills it. And we turn the ball over. Moore not looking for the pass. Need a stop right here. Here's Bub Carrington. Now Mikal Bridges. Out to Williams. Now I believe it's Howie Mann. Back to Bridges. Wide open. Got it to drop. 5-point deficits. On the other end, Kylan Moore off the glass and fouled. Bucket did not go. Got to hit both free throws. 8 for 9 tonight. Front end makes it 9 for 10. The back end also good. Game's not over. Darius Williams crosses over, working against Dennis. Hop steps, blocked! He got it back! Carrington! No! And it's tipped out of bounds by Cobb. It stays with Washington. Shot clock resets to 14. Unreal. First a block that he gets back, and now a rebound tipped out of bounds. If they score, I'm sick. Do they drain clock here? Looks like they're going to try and do that. Under 5. Williams has to shoot. No good. And this time we pull it down. Timeouts made by Kylan Moore. 3-point game. Got to hit a triple to force overtime. 11.5 on the clock. Inbound. Dennis, why are you driving this? Why? Just take a 3. We do have one timeout left, but now we're going to have to foul to put the Wizards back in the bonus and get lucky at the charity stripe. They inbound to Williams, who is not one to miss at the line. We're going to foul one more time, so we're going to lose some more time off the clock. And it's going to be Williams once again. A whole second came off that time. All right, here we go. Front end for Williams. Nothing but nylon. Back ends. He missed it. We call timeout to advance. A 3 can win it. And a 2-point shot can tie to force OT. They have no timeouts, so if we make it, they cannot advance the ball. And here we go. Game on the line. Herb Jones inbounds. Dennis almost goes backcourt. To Moore. Has to shoot. Missed it. And the Wizards hang on to win at the buzzer. Unreal. The losing continues. Aztecs in a bit of a rut after a very hot start to our season.
Thank you, everyone, for making it.
Some cracks are starting to show in this roster. 23 for Darius Williams. 34 and 10 for Moore. Cobb only took 9 shots this game. What happened there? Did not foul out. Both Dennis and Anderson got more shots than he did. That is just a fluke, I hope. But we got to see more from this team. We have now lost 4 out of our last 5 games. Yeah, these rebounding stats do not give you a lot to like. If you start Ellis and give him like 30 minutes, or 26 or 28, he definitely gives you like 7 or 8 a game. That could really help us out. Dylan Young is a good rebounder as well, but he's only 6'6". I mean, Ellis, potentially a dark horse to play that role. Otherwise, you have McDaniels, but 1.3 boards in 17 minutes of action. That is pretty darn terrible. So you pretty much only have Ellis that you can really slot in there to get those rebounds, help out on the glass. McCaw is there at power forward, but again, the shooting splits are not there. Maybe Ellis gets a chance. I mean, until we got to make a trade, I think it's worth seeing before you make that move. Let's go and do it. And then probably bring Williams off our bench and get a kind of double whammy with the rebounds from Ellis. You still get boards from Williams off our bench, but now he gives you offense off our bench instead of being in a starting role. So we'll try that and see if that will turn things around as well. And honestly, I think I'm just going to give the backup power forward minutes to Williams and probably take out McDaniels because he's not doing a whole lot. Has he shot well? Yes, but like the volume for him is just like completely unnoticeable. And we'll obviously give Williams plenty of time off our bench. He'll be getting a lot of action, that is for sure. He'll get more minutes than Ellis. And he'll get, he'll probably, close games, I think, too, for now. For the last 3 minutes. But this should hopefully get us on the right track for rebounds. Elsewhere, not so sure yet. The Knicks are absolutely slaughtering us. 169 to 106. What is that? They put up 87 first half points. We just got killed. I've never seen us lose this bad. 60 and 12 for Corey Carter. 25 for Vujanic. 24 for Isley. Who are these guys? What is happening? We get back on track versus Phoenix. Thank God. 20 and 10 for Monet, 20 for Jalen Duren, 32 for Cobb, 30 for Dennis. Poor day for Moore shooting-wise, but breaks his own record with now 8 blocks in this one. Mullen, 13 points off our bench. Williams only took 4 shots off our bench. Why is that? Get this guy the ball when he's out there. And now the Clippers are just tearing us apart. Another horrible defensive first half, and we get blown out 136 to 117. 38 for Cobb, 31 for Dennis. Nobody else stepped up. Back-to-back bad shooting days for Kylan Moore. 36 for Boeheim, 29 for Marquise White, 26 for Lewis Payton. Not really familiar with him, but the Clippers are a good team and they just killed us. And we have dropped to 4th in the conference behind the Clippers, Rockets, and Portland. A couple other teams in tow behind us. We're now 4 and 6 in our last 10. This is not what I thought was going to happen after our best start in the series. Now we have the Blue Crabs and then Denver. These are all teams that are playing okay, if not better. This lineup might not be it. We lose again, 110 to 101. Offense has not really been great in a long time. 34 for Cobb, 28 and 10 for Moore, but outside of our top 3 guys, nobody else doing anything. Williams not getting good looks off the bench. Man, what is going on here? Double figures for a lot of players for Baltimore. Last couple starts for Ellis, and he has not increased his rebounding at all. In fact, he was doing better off our bench. How's that? So, that failed. Alright, version 4, we're going to start McDaniels instead. Maybe this will just help us out for chemistry purposes. It probably won't help for rebounds at all, but at least will give us something new, I hope. Well, that'll do it. 128 to 87. Aztecs get a big win to get back on track. 38 points for Kylan Moore. Cobb drops in 19 with 3 steals. Double figures for Mullen, Dennis, and Williams. So far in his career, Anders Anderson is actually, I think, well, I was going to say I shot the ball fairly well, but those games do not necessarily indicate that. I think he shot like 30-some percent? 36%. Man, the backup point guard spot is one of the hardest spots to fill for our team. Maybe Dylan Young goes back to being our backup point guard again, and that will open up a bit more playing time off the bench for Mullen to give us some offense. And Kaw slowly pulling his numbers up, maybe, but not very quickly. Herb Jones has shot poorly, so There are guys that just simply are not stepping up right now. Young Young has been bad from 3, but I think we're going to have to put him back in that backup point guard role like we had him in the playoffs. I'll give it a few more games, though, to see what happens until we reach the home game against Memphis. Close one here against Minnesota. High-scoring first half. Holding them at bay so far. Fourth quarter comes around. They're closing the gap little by little. They cannot take the lead. And it looks like we're going to pull away here late to win by 19 points, as John Cobb apparently pours in 39 points despite 29 for Ants. Good day for Kylan Moore, 4 blocks. Cobb had 4 steals. Dennis, I mean, our stars, when they play well, we're going to win. But if one of them has a bad day, then you're looking to your bench to play well. But they often have not. Honors goes 5 for 6 here in this one. Bad third quarter here against Miami, but we actually bring it back by quarter's end. Very close game here at home, where we usually play our best. Heat trying to hang on here, and we're going to jump in. 3:46 to go, 109-105. Looking for 3 straight wins. We dump it inside, and it's a bad pass by Herb Jones right off the rip. On the other end, Hayes misses at the rim. We get it right back. In the corner, got a mismatch down low with Moore against the smaller guy. Jones finds him, double team coming. He fires anyway, that he's way too tall for those two. 34 for Kylan Moore. The Heat now have Jalen Green, by the way. I forgot about that. Alongside it, Bam Adebayo and Matt Hayes. And now, that's is that JP Collier? In the corner, waiting for a screen. Dennis, backdoor. Moore will cut the lead in half, but Bam Adebayo is writhing in pain, grabbing his right ankle. And that could be pretty bad. Spoelstra clearly not happy with that. And Jalen Green helping his teammate off the floor. Bad news here for Miami. And now, pass cut off. Herb Jones makes a play to tie things up at 111. Stepping back now, Jalen Green off the back iron, no good. A bucket here could tie things up. Who do we go to with 2 minutes left to go and counting? Cobb crosses over, gets inside, no resistance. Aztecs in front here. And the Palacio de los Deportes, the home crowd loves it, they're on their feet. Now cheering for our defense. Green drives, bucket and foul. That's a ticky-tack foul on Herb Jones. The free throw can put Miami back on top. That is a foul, actually. I take away my statements. The free throw for Green is good. And so McDaniels comes out late. In comes Williams off our bench back at power forward. But 90-some seconds left. Dennis can't hit the three-pointer. And now our defense really has to come through here. Absolutely no threes allowed. Melo Keels blows by Herb Jones right to the rack. They've scored 5 straight on Herb Jones here down the stretch after a big play by him a little bit earlier. We're back down by 3. Cobb crosses the floor, does not get a look from Dennis. He'll try again. That shot's good. 116 apiece. Keels penetrates, can't finish, but got it back. Matt Hayes the pump fake. And it's blocked back out of bounds. Kylan Moore. What a play. The Heat are going to call a timeout now. Shot clock under 5 for Miami. Heels, fades, got it! What a shot. We have seen this guy make plays like that ever since he was a rookie. David Dennis, hop-stepping through the traffic. He's fouled by J.P. Collier. Now free throws from the point guard. Now a veteran here in the NBA. The free throw to tie. It's no good, but Williams pulls down the offensive rebound. Incredible stuff. Now we gotta take the lead here. Dennis finds Williams rolling inside. Perfectly drawn up. No shot clock left. The Heat will use their last timeout to advance. Who does Miami go to? Keels has his pass deflected away by Cobb. And he makes the defensive play at the very end. And now free throws can give us a 3-point cushion. The first shot is up and good. A defensive play into some crunch time free throws, both of which he connects on. A 3 could tie it up. Do not allow a triple to go up. Collier to tie. Drills it from the corner. Are you kidding me? Why can't we do that late in games, man? This happens way too much to us and way less often by us. A tick below 8 seconds left. We'll have a chance to pretty much beat the buzzer here. Who do we call on here on the final play of the game, or at least of regulation? Dennis, under 5 seconds, looks to drive, throws it in! 1.3 to go, and David Dennis walks it off! Aztecs steal one, 123 to 121. What a play! ISOs against the smaller Collier, right to the tin for the deuce. That is a massive win as Kylan Moore leads the way, dropping 36 points. But big plays by Cobb with that late steal, and Dennis with that game-winning dunk. And plus, Young Williams came out there and played very well to close the game. A key offensive rebound and a key dunk off a David Dennis assist, and we come out on top with the win. Collier 26-10 in the losing efforts. And until we lose, I'm going to keep our lineup as it is. Now we have back-to-back games, both on the road and at home against the Grizzlies, which might be our last... No, it's not. We still have one more game against them later on before the All-Star break. But no games afterwards against Memphis. So, gotta make these 2 counts. And it's a very tight game right here, but a big third quarter gets us back in it. Grizzlies retake the lead here in the fourth. It's coming down to the wire. They're trying to pull away. It's a 9-point game. Now it's down to 4. 3:48 to go. Could we steal another one? On the road here in Memphis, Elijah Banks, John Morant, Julian Turner, Gonzalez, and Herron out there. So a very small ball lineup here for the Grizzlies. But it's kind of working out. Morant drills a 3, 7-point deficit now for the Aztecs. Do we attack their small size here? I want to feed Kylan Moore. Tough shot by Herb Jones, ill-advised. Why did he take that? They've also outboarded us in this game. Quick 3. Gonzalez, no good. Just over 3 to go. Gotta find some offense now. We've got Moore against Tyler Hero down low. Get this ball to him. He's doubled. Dennis to Cobb. Corner 3. No good. and they somehow got the rebounds. How is this happening? Turner, bucket and foul. Are you serious? Guys, we just play some smart basketball. The free throw is good. Now it's a 10-point game. And we just turn the ball over. Bad screen. We're going to lose. They go up ahead quickly. Elijah Banks. What's happening to us? We can't do anything right. He's been bad, but still gets just a freebie, essentially. This is ticking me off here. We have made every wrong play. Cobb gets inside for 2. It's back to 10. We can still come back, but we have to play pretty much perfect down the stretch. They go all the way up ahead, and Edey back on the floor. Could not get a handle on it. Moore pulls up. That shot's out. Williams pulls it down. Gotta go quick here. The 3, no good from Jalen Williams. Unbelievable. Morant fouled on the other end. Dennis picks up his second MVP chance for John Morant. He's got 13 boards in this game. That's got to be more than us. Or for our top player at the very least. Damn. 12-point game. It's probably over now. Cobb working inside. Got him up and under with that little lay-in. 90 seconds left. I think I'm going to jump out of here. It's probably over, right? Morant working on Dennis. Missed it. If we get, 3 threes, we can do it. Cobb works baseline and gets blocked from behind by Perkins. Thought he had him beat, and he was wrong. And now it's definitely over. Memphis will come out on top. I think they're top 2 in the conference right now. I'll check on that soon, but it will come out on top here. We're going to have to get this one back at home in our next game. The Grizzlies dropped 40 fourth quarter points and beat us by 7. 30, 13, and 9 for John Morant in the win. 26 for Dennis, 22 for Cobb. They've not really seen much consistency from Cobb and Moore over the last couple of weeks. But if your bench does not play well and you force those guys to do all the work, it's going to be hard to win that often. We're still third in the conference, but we are not playing like a championship team. That is for damn sure. And we got to figure it out before it's too late. I think the top need for us is definitely a rebounding 4. Like, without a doubt, that has got to be our focus here. I think we're still a good passing team overall. Might be worth trying out Davy Mitchell once again to be our backup, or again with, Dylan Young. But in terms of points right now, we are third, but it's going down every week, it seems. Points against, we're actually doing all right for ourselves. Middle of the pack is not too bad. We have the 6th highest differential. In terms of shooting percentage, we're top 2. 3-pointers, we're top 3. Free throws, we are the best. And rebounds, yeah, we're all the way down at 29 now. Bottom 4 in the entire NBA. Passing-wise, we're top 5. I'm not worried about the passing. I'm worried about the rebounding. So, I'll look at a couple of 4s before we go into this game against Memphis here, because you can't always wait until the deadline to make a move like this. Sometimes it's got to be earlier in the season. And right now, if we're going to surpass them, they have the same record as we do. I think a really good rebounder alongside Moore is the key to unlocking this team's full potential. Also, I forgot to show you guys this. Anthony Edwards, I think, is like on drugs. He has gotten some steroids because he's putting up nearly 40 points a game right now. That is 10 points higher than John Moran, who is the next highest behind him. And he's playing like 35 minutes a game, about the same as John Cobb. But he's taking 25 shots a game, which is easily the most in the league by like 4 or 3.5 attempts. But he's going insane. In terms of rebounders, though, who are good rebounders that are up here that we can make a trade for? That is the key. Is there a good rebounder that's not really, I guess, you know, this guy right here, Anders Sundin, 30 years old on a 1-year deal. 81 overall, 6'11", plays for Orlando. He be one of our targets. Looking for kind of lower overall talents because that means that probably on cheaper deals that will make it easier for us. There's Sean Cross with the Celtics, and they're a bad team again. Maybe he's the top option. He's not taking threes, bad free throw taker. He's been okay in terms of shooting, but puts up 12 and 9 on average. But every game so far, started 6 of them. So those are a couple options right there. I'll try to work something out for one of those guys that makes sense for both teams. The Celtics right now are 3-25. Cross is 22 years old. And there's still 2 more team options. Now, would they trade a guy this young if they're playing this bad? Like, how are they even this bad? Like, are their backups getting playing time? I hope so. Looks like they are, but they're just not good at all. But they still have Brown, Tatum, and Jay Stevens. But how is this roster not winning more games? How are you 3-25? I really cannot comprehend that. And I guess their stars aren't shooting that well. They're both pretty old. Cross, probably an unlikely guy that they would probably trade away. I don't think they would. There's Grant Parks, but he's not really getting any playing time at all, so you don't really know fully about him. And then for the Magic, they're currently 7 games below 500, 8-15 on the season. And Sundin is 30 years old. And probably just fits us better, and then, you know, makes the trade fit better. Taller guy, can play both the 4 and the 5. Good rebounder. Not like an efficient scorer, but the rebounding is what matters most. And potentially could morph into that Mark Williams kind of a role, except as a starter instead. And also gives you more defense, especially at the rim alongside Howard Moore. So kind of like a Twin Towers-esque idea here. And rebounding is key for us. I think that's going to be the guy that we target off a bad Orlando team. Now for us, we do have to think about, you know, you probably included a young player for a bad team in a trade like this. McCaw. I mean, we're going to have to think about moving him if he can't get better, because these numbers are not going to cut it. He's not really bringing these numbers up at all. So I'm considering throwing him into this deal. And probably giving Gary Trent Jr. some playing time off our bench. He shot okay last year and well from 3. But you probably include either Ellis, Anderson, or McCaw in a deal like this. Plus another player. Or Dylan Young, who's 25 years old. Dylan Young, 43% from the field this season. Probably still one of our better backup options passing-wise. So I like the versatility that Young gives us in terms of flexibility for positions. McCaw has not lived up to anything so far. I'm really leaning towards offering him in this deal and trying to get like a first-round pick out of Orlando in that realm as well. Ellis, I think, still has... I think he might have a higher ceiling than McCaw does on stats alone. Like, overall way, sure, McCaw is like 9 higher, but McCaw just cannot put it together, man. He can't put it together. And it's our last year to make a move on him and figure out where to go. And I want to see what Anders Anderson becomes, because he's played like okay so far, which is more than you can say for McCaw. So I honestly think McCaw might be the odd man out here. We throw in McCaw, and the Magic take a chance on him. Could we also get a first-round pick this year, which we don't have, because we don't have a first-round pick this season? I'll do like a top 5 protection. We'll get it next year. And what do they say about this? I wonder what their thoughts are. They like what they have as far as this trade is concerned. Probably want to throw in some stuff to sweeten the pie here. Maybe do something like a second-round pick and also another veteran player. Maybe we do Daniels. I don't want to let him go just yet. Davion Mitchell. I mean, is he going to improve? He's had years like this recently. Can't trade him yet. We're a couple of days away from being able to trade him. But, man, this is tough. We're going to try 3 second-round picks first in this deal. And they don't like it. I mean, I guess they're set at small forward with Wagner. But Vic Garnett's... I mean, worse overall. Slightly better shooting splits than McCaw, but is older. They've got Darnell Vaughn, who has been better than McCaw in low playing time. We'll probably have to table this until after this game, because we can't include McDaniels or any new signings until the 19th of December. So we'll have to wait, I think, to make a move like that. But yes, now we can face Memphis, and they seem to be nearly fully healthy, perhaps at full health. They're actually starting Braden Perkins right now at power forward, which could be good for us because that's obviously still our biggest point of weakness. But they get Elijah Banks back, John Morant's still healthy, AJ Griffin in their starting 5. Edie's out there, Turner off the bench, and we have the same record as them, 16-9. But we are 4-6 in our last 10. They are 6-4. The Clippers right now lead the conference. We face them both at home and on the road in the next 3 or so weeks. So we'll see if those games become pretty big outliers in terms of how the year might shake out in general for the top of the conference. But now we're going to go at home on national television against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are, of course, in the running for a top conference seed a year ago. But here we go, at home in Mexico City, hosting the Memphis Grizzlies here once again. Elijah Banks, though, his last 5 games has shot less than 25% from downtown and has averaged less than 20 points a game. So hopefully he will keep that trend up here in this one. And he starts off 0 for 1. McDaniels back in our starting 5, pulls down the defensive rebound. We got him out there with Dennis at the 1, Cobb at the 2, Herb Jones at the 3, and Kylan Moore at the 5. McDaniels starts off with the trifecta. It's 3-0 Aztecs. Backdoor alley-oop attempt knocked away by Herb Jones. Griffin tracks it down. Shot clock under 5. The pull-up off the mark from Ja Morant, and Herb Jones has the rebound up to David Dennis for the contested 2. He's put up over 20 points per game this year, just like a year ago. Has really kept up that offense that we were kind of waiting for him to truly develop, which he has the last 3 to 4 seasons. The crossover, that's going to be a foul against Herb Jones. AJ Griffin now at the line for a pair. So these two teams, each coming off pretty impressive 2031s, I think it was last year. I think we're in 2032 now, in the 2032-2033 regular season. But both teams had their best years of the entire franchise in the regular season last year, and trying to get back to where they were. Both teams 16-9, not playing their best basketball as of late. Just a game out from splitting their last 10 contests. John Cobb off the back iron, no good. He's definitely had a pretty spotty season so far, coming off that MVP campaign. And now Edey lost the ball, knocked away by Kylan Moore. Cobb leads the fast break and gets tied up midair. It's going to be a foul on Perkins. So Cobb at the line looking for his first points. And he misses the front ends. Don't forget that we lowered some of the free throw sliders for both in-game and simulation. That will play a part in close games. And that's going to be a charge. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Grizzlies. Blows by Banks, fires a triple, missed it, but it's tipped in by David Dennis. Coming off that loss against Memphis where he only shot 7 for 24. He's off to a solid 2 for 2 starts as Memphis trails 8-2 early on. Offense came out slow. Morant trying to work on Dennis now. Shot clock under 5 again. Gets inside. Good defense, better offense. Ja Morant's just a hair over 30 points per game on the road, but all players as of right now show Anthony Edwards, who is having an unparalleled offensive scoring season. Here's Cobb. Driving and blocked. Zach Edey there on the help. Edey wants it. High post. Backing down McDaniels. Back out. And Banks knocks in a 3. He's 1 for 2. A screen from McDaniels. Herb Jones downhill. Back out to Dennis. Good defense by Memphis here in this possession. And Dennis can't connect from downtown. Memphis right now, the last 30 days, pretty much the whole season, honestly, has had the best scoring defense. Like 99 points allowed per game. That's almost unheard of in today's NBA, as Elijah Banks hits back-to-back threes in a little 8-0 spurt, puts the Grizzlies on top for the first time. We're going to call timeouts and talk things over. Getting the ball to Kylan Moore. He goes up and under, but misses the lay-in. Got it back. The second chance 3 won't drop in for Cobb, but he's off to a ice-cold start here at home. Banks a couple feet behind the line. No dice this time. John Cobb there on the glass. Up ahead. Trying to push the tempo, and Dennis has that blocked by Perkins. On the other end, Morant right into McDaniels. And that was way too easy. Screen comes again for Jones. Griffin gets around it. Now Kylan Moore sets the screen. Jones keeps it himself and is able to draw the foul. That will give us a chance to bring in Jalen Williams for the first time here in this one. Front end will go for Herb. He has struggled shooting-wise outside of the free throw stripe all season long. I need him to get back out and try to spite his low volume of shots. Need those threes to start going in this year before it's too late. Pulling up from the elbow. No good there from Elijah Banks. High volume for him so far in this one. The fadeaway. Offline. Moore got it back. Williams cashes in from deep. And the Aztecs jump in front. John Morant catch and shoot behind the arc. That one's a little bit too strong. Scored 30 points in that last game against us. Went 12 for 16. It was 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Had 13 rebounds. Just overall, a fantastic display of offense for him. Hoping to slow him down here in this game. Stepping back now. And he knocks it down. Hard to contest a shot like that. Now we got Mullen out there. He drives inside and got the basket to go. Foul is called on Perkins, and the free throw caps off a nice three-point play for Mullen, who, if you forget, had a pretty bad playoff run for us. You know, there was one part of that season where you had a really nice, 2-minute sequence there. But outside of that sequence, honestly was not too impressed by him coming off our bench last year. Could have used better guard play off of that bench. Speaking of guard play, we've got the rookie Anders Anderson out there. Only like a 70 overall, but I think he's played better than expected so far here in his rookie season. And he'll be out there, I think, until further notice. He's going to rattle off a three here, and it's absolutely money. Couple of dribble moves here by Elijah Banks, working on Cobb. Had 15 points on 16 shots in that Friday win against these Aztecs. He's gotten off to a pretty solid start, but has yet to really find his offensive rhythm in total here. And now a blocking foul called on Jalen Smith will put us one foul away from the bonus here in the first quarter. Here comes Isaac Gonzalez off their Memphis bench. Inside, a quick pass and a quick shot, and the blueprint got it to go. Out to Gonzalez, catch and shoots. It's not going to go. Aztecs now leading by 7 after a good run by the Grizzlies, as Anderson's pass is cut off by Smith. And now a foul drawn. That goes against Anderson. And that is going to put Jones at the line. Anderson, by the way, is third right now in steals per game in the last 30 days. So showing off what he can do, as Jones just went 0 for 2 at the charity stripe. But Memphis got it back and then turns it over with a 3 in the key call on Banks. So nothing there on that trip. Here's Mullen. Paint has been completely cleared out for him. He's going to go isolation. Can't really create too much space and still knocks it down. 6 points on 2 shots. It's been a game of runs so far, just trading them back and forth, but they can't stop this one right now. They've only got 2 minutes and change before the quarter's over to kind of get back in the swing of things, and that's a good way to do it with that Gonzalez triple. Out to Dylan Young. He pulls the trigger quickly, but can't knock it down off the feed from Anderson. 11 rebounds for us, 8 for Memphis. We'll see if that power forward matchup becomes more important as the game goes on, but so far, not a big difference in play for either team. Kylan Moore draws a foul. Aztecs now in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Over 26 points and 10 rebounds a game for Kylan Moore. Less rebounds than he had a year ago. He had over 11 last season. We're still trying to find the right guy to pair with him in our front court that could really boost our team back to where they should be at the top of the conference. Because with guys like Cobb, Dennis, and more, you got to find the perfect pieces around them to make this the best team possible. We cannot be a middle conference team or a, seed 4, seed 5 conference team with Cobb and Dennis and more on this team. These guys are too good to have that bad of a record. Here's Dennis. Finding more. Shot clock under 5. He's going to go to work. Stepping back. But it's offline. Morant throws up a shot over 2 defenders. But it's no good. Too strong. Dennis sends up with the rock. Quick 3. Offline from Moore, who still cannot really figure out his three-point game. The step back 3 is out. Both teams have been, I think, relatively cold from downtown here in this game. Kylan Moore, two-hander, and no good. Last 3 shots for him have not gone in. But that's going to go for the Grizzlies. Foul on Williams. Now a 3-point play for White III, which he caps off with the free throw. And who is that we have in? Who is 35? Am I forgetting somebody on this team? Here's Cobb in the game. Oh yeah, that's Aaron Mobley. That's right. He just looks undersized for what his height actually is, like 6'10". He does not look the part, but he scores here on the play with 3 seconds to go in the quarter. And it's going to be a 28-22 Aztecs lead through 1. Start of the second quarter. It's been a pretty good game by the Aztecs so far, despite John Cobb's start being relatively slow, but he finds McDaniels here on the cuts, and our lead extends out to 8. Morant shrugging off Dennis, another really tough physical finish, and that's his game right now. We lob it up, and Dennis goes up and gets it off the pass from McDaniels. Here's Gonzalez firing a 3, and that one's going to drop in. 5-point ball game, and if you saw that little ticker down below, the Aztecs still have like 5 players shooting over 90% at the charity stripe, despite us lowering the slider from 58 down to 50 for simulations. So we still have some great free throw shooters. We've got McCaw in now for the first time, and I think we are on the verge of trading him to get, I think it was Anders Sundin, who was the guy that was my target. Hopefully I got the first name right. I'm pretty sure it's Sundin, though, is the last name. How about Aaron Mobley? A couple of nice offensive plays here in the first half, and now on his way to a 3-point play here to make it a 10-point cushion. Free throw is out, of course, as I speak, but 36-27. Aztecs looking to be in control right now. Shots no good there for Jones. Now to Dennis. He has a lane. Nobody steps up, but he still missed it. He got it back. Second chance. Cobb still can't get it to go, but the third chance is good from David Dennis. Off the shuffle there from Aaron Mobley. In the corner now, wide open triple, and Memphis still cannot find their rhythm from behind the arc. Mobley, quick layup attempt. Whoa, this guy is showing me something right now. Jones the screen, Turner on the floor, and he immediately supplies some offense. We know that he can do that. Saw him against the Nets 2 years ago in those NBA Finals that we ultimately lost. Now foul against Smith. That's his third. Cobb downhill, going right at Turner. I mean, he can't hit anything right now. This is rough to watch. He's barely taking, he's taking like 3 threes, but even when he's trying to get inside the paint, can't really find the bottom of the nets. And now Mobley turns it over, stripped by Griffin, who leads the charge and draws the foul on J-Dub. Run in for Griffin, online. And his free throws cut our lead down to 9 after splitting the pair. Cobb, out of a shot, finds Mobley again. He's absolutely feasting right now. We're still a top 5 passing team, by the way, despite our recent struggles. Backdoor, and Griffin goes up for the alley-oop and stuffs it home. Julian Turner the assist. It's 42-33. We've already taken 5 more shots than them. How about that? Out to Mobley. He's going to try one from long range. This guy is playing for a lot more playing time, it appears. Now, we could, if we need to, we could play Kylan Moore at power forward and free up some more backup minutes for Mobley if you feel it's the right call. And that would give us better rebounding probably overall until we make a trade. That's a bad shot though, and no dice. That's going to be his first miss, I think, from the field here in this one. Edey draws a double, spins into it, hop steps around it, but passes too late. Clock under 5. Griffin wide open though. That one's going to go. Timeout Aztecs up by 9. Mullen back in now. So is Herb Jones. Jalen Williams can't connect from long range. Zach Edey pulls down that defensive board. Quick trigger from way downtown. No good for John Morant. He's still not dropping. It's been one of their weak points in this game. Anders Anderson now at points. In for Dennis. Mullen, after a couple of fakes, rattles that one in. And he's had a great game after a bit of talk that I was giving him about his performance in the playoffs last year. Is really showing up here in this game. Good pass by Banks. The shot's good from Perkins. Inside, Moore has to sky for it. Edey draped all over him, and he blocks the shot out of bounds. Inbound to Anderson. Thought twice about pulling that shot. Herb Jones finds Moore. Great patience there to wait for the shot clock to tick all the way down. John Morant wants to go right at the rookie. Blows by him, goes behind the back, and lays it in like it's nobody's business. He's got 10 with 8 inside the paints. Kylan Moore turns it over after a bit of a wayward pass from Anderson. Memphis gets it back down by 10. Turner downhill. Lost his dribble. Good defense by the Rook. Griffin takes the screen. Fires a close range jump shot, but can't hit. Now a little mismatch here. Kylan Moore double. Throws it up anyways, and it's in. Downhill, and Banks rises and flushes. Bit of a flex there as well, trying to get his team back on track. One-on-one against Banks. Mullen trying to shrug him off, but that's his first miss. And we get it right back. J-Dub pokes it away from Banks and picks up a steal. Now Mullen on the move. What a shot! A foot inside the arc, but now 10 points off Grizzlies' turnovers. They've only got the 1 free throw off ours. Blown by Mullen. Help comes a little bit too late, and Mullen is charged with a foul here. Banks at the line for a pair. Front end will go. And Elijah Banks, trying to will his team back in this game, has their last 4 points at least, but offense has been kind of hard to come by for these Grizzlies here in the first half. Got to find something here. Morse had it the whole time. Hands it off to J-Dub, who can't cash in from downtown. Over the top, knocked away, but right to Edey, who was the intended target. Mullen, a wide open three. He can't seem to miss right now. Banks soars a little runner right there. That was a nice shot. Assist goes to Julian Turner. Under 2 to play here in the first half. Got a couple guys about to check back in the game here. Mullen finds the rolling Kylan Moore. Out to Perkins. That one is too strong and off the back iron. Kylan Moore up to J-Dub. He's got Anderson cutting inside, but he beefs the layup. That was pretty open. Banks drives and scores on the other end. Screen comes up. Mullen on the pick and roll, turns it over. Edey cuts it off. Played the pick and roll well that time. The step back shot will go for Banks. He's picking up some steam here. Try this again, and it's turned over again. Edey just standing with Kylan Moore, not biting on the screen. And now an 11-second shot clock differential, which will be canceled out by the shooting foul, or the reaching foul rather, from Herb Jones. Now we got Dylan Young, McDaniels, and Cobb back out there. We keep Kylan Moore and Anderson out there for now. They'll likely close this first half. Shot clock under 5. Banks blows by Cobb. In for 2 more. That'll close our lead down to 5. Another Memphis run that cuts into a pretty nice lead that we had. Moore fires and hits with 1.8 left to go in the half, and we will go to halftime with a lead, 61-54. Oh, look at this trade. The Pacers just acquired Donovan Mitchell from the Wizards for Andrew Nembhard. That's what he's worth now. How about that? Second half underway. Starting 5s back out there for either squad. Want to see Cobb have a bigger impact here after a very quiet first half. We still have scored 61 points. We've seen a good day off the bench so far for Mullen. Solid play from Anderson and Kylan Moore and Dennis too, but Cobb has taken some questionable shots. Edey's been there on a couple of those attempts to swat the shot away, and he has missed some wide open threes, which we've kind of gotten used to here, but he's also had some big games. That's the kind of player he is, just sometimes is not on top of things. Foul call on Dennis. John Morant at the line. Hits the front end. And the back end is up and good as well. Off the screen, Dennis shuffles it. What a bounce pass to Kylan Moore rolling inside. He's got 14 points, 8 of which have come inside the paints. They go quick though, and Elijah Banks gets the better of John Cobb on the offensive end. Off-ball screen setting up. Herb Jones for a wide open 3, which he knocks down. Inside to Griffin, back out to John Morant. Block under 5, pull-up triple. I mean, Memphis, man, they have been really bad from downtown. It's actually very surprising, given their plethora of talents. Now a mismatch. Moore finds the open man, and Dennis can't say hello. Pulling up from downtown, Elijah Banks hits his third three of the night. And after a very electric first half where he scored 18 points, he picks up right where things left off. Cobb finally gets himself going here, but gotta see more than one shot go in to believe in him getting himself fully back in the swing of things here in this third quarter. 68-61, make it 63-68, or 68-63. 5-point game, Memphis not going away. Moore just blew by Edey but lost the handle. Griffin poked it away. Now Banks fires on the move. Tough shot, no good. On the other end, we go up to Dennis. Has a mismatch. So does Kylan Moore, but he misses at the rim. Perkins has played some solid inside defense, despite being a little bit undersized, I think, for that position. Similar to McDaniels, who's like 6'9". And now Edey lost it. McDaniels picks up the steal. Still has that defensive ability. We almost give it back. Cobb hands it off. Offense needs to slow things down here and figure it out from there. Herb Jones back to Moore over Perkins off the rim and in. Inside to Edey against Kylan Moore. Blocked away. Great rim protection, but McDaniels coughs it up off a bad pass. You still lead them in rebounds, 27-21. That's a good sign. But it's got to come into play in simming as well, which is why I do think if we don't end up getting a trade to go for that Sundin guy, we might as well try more at the 4 outside of when the game starts and ends and put in Mobley at center. That could really give us a better option there. And that could also bring in Mitchell Robinson off the bench to play some back minutes behind Mobley and more at the 5 if need be. It's a 5-point game still. Grizzlies hanging around and slowly clawing their way back in this game after going down by like 13, 15 points earlier in the first half. And Banks continues his incredible game. He's got 25 now and his shots over 66%. Cobb wide open. Come on. Still can't get anything to go on back-to-back trips. He's 1 for 9. 3 points. He's missed a free throw as well. It's just been a complete dud for him so far in this one. We need to win this game to, stay in the top 4 seeds. How did Morant just hit that? That's absurd. Lobbing it up and snatched away. Cobb turns it over. Edey too tall for the pass, and Perkins right there. The Grizzlies jump in front. How many runs have we seen like this from Memphis here in this game? 3 too many, I think. Can the offense find something? Anything? Please. No, man. He's 1 for 10. The crowd's not happy. They are booing the Aztecs now. You don't hear that very often. Need some stops to give us a bit of a spark. That's going to be a tough one for Griffin. He can't knock it down. Kylan Moore, quick shot. No. Wrong idea. And now he's wide open. And this time Griffin makes no mistake. The run continues for Memphis. It was 68-61. Now it's a 13-2 run, and we keep turning the ball over. Fast break. Banks can't bank it in. That was a bad shot. Up ahead, back-to-back turnovers. That's their 10th steal. Up ahead, we finally got something. But the Grizzlies were only shooting 50% around halftime. Us at 52. Now we're at 50. They're at 56. Defense has not shown up here in this second half. And it still isn't. Under 4 to go in the quarter, and we are searching for answers now. Mobley back out there. Can he give us something? Out there with Cobb, Anderson, J-Dub, and Dylan Young. We desperately need a couple guys to make some plays here. Cobb has not been on his A game. He's been on his F game, more like. It's 1 field goal to his name. And now he's looking to find some room here. Fading away. I mean, this is just ugly basketball. Pure slop that we're seeing right now. And this is probably why we're 4-6 in our last 10 games. It's play like this. Just 1 quarter that goes wrong for you can lose you an entire ball game, despite winning the first half in either quarter. Mobley almost turns it over. Out to Cobb. Nobody's open. Shot clock under 5. The step back 3 will finally go. He finally broke down that door. Are the floodgates open now for Cobb? Downhill, and Young stripped Banks, but somehow couldn't corral it. Are you serious? The one chance we have at is still here, and we can't even get the ball. Turner knocks it down in response. Their lead extends to 8 points. Cobb trying to answer 2 in a row. Eyeball screen comes up for Morant. Anderson picks some up and absolutely gets buried. That's unfair. Little pick and roll here. Mobley has positioning and scores again. He's been a great spark off our bench. I want to see Moon come in here and get some more playing time in the second half because he was good there in that first half. Morant lobs it up, and that one sails behind Jalen Smith. Anderson scoops it up. Now we lob it, and Young soars! Air Mexico finally shows up to play, and it's back to 3. Pick and pop here. Turner keeps it himself, but can't knock it down. A 3 can tie it here before the 4th quarter. Dennis finally back on the floor. Cobb takes a rest. McCall also out there. He finds Kylan Moore. Tough fadeaway. Ill-advised. On the other end, Jalen Smith steps out of bounds and turns it over. About a 5-second shot clock differential here. Dennis open. Fires a 3. And we are tied at 85 apiece. Both teams less than 50% from downtown. We've been better than them, no doubt, but they have picked up some steam as of late. Shot won't go for Banks. Moore from 3/4 scores off the front of the iron. And we are tied with 1 quarter left to go in regulation. Anybody's game with 12 to go. Fourth quarter underway, and the Grizzlies jump back in front very quickly behind a dunk from Jalen Smith. We've got Dennis, Moore, McCaw, Young, and J-Dub all still out there. Dennis, tough shots, heavily contested, no good. Now John Morant tries to triple from a few feet behind the line. That one's off. Kylan Moore turns it over. What are these passes that we are making this game? Morant works his way inside. Good defense by McCaw. Can't ask for much more than a John Morant miss at the rim. You're on defense. Dennis drives and scores the hoop and the harm. The foul goes against Gonzalez to put us in front. Dennis, a three-point play. Morant going after Dennis, eventually passes out. Now it's Turner. He's got room to fire, but can't connect. Williams, a defensive rebound. Kylan Moore, double teamed, finds Dennis, cutting, and he absolutely rocks the rim. Stepping back, what a shot attempt from Turner, and luckily no good. Kylan Moore, blocked by Jalen Smith. He read that shot perfectly. Morant brings it down. But Grizzlies slow things down on offense until they find the open man. It's Smith who knocks it in. The 1 point game. We've got Mullen and Mobley at the scores table. They'll check in soon. Dennis steps into a three. That one's off the back iron, no good. Inside, poked away, Dylan Young, a steal. Can we get points out of it? McCaw, tough angle, no good. And the rebound ends up in the hands of Gonzalez. Downhill, Morant, fouled by McCaw. Free throws will give them a chance to retake the lead. Front end is good for Morant. In comes Cobb, Mobley, Anderson, and Mullen. So, a nearly full platoon change. Only guy still out there is Jalen Williams. They'll set a screen. Anderson finds him wide open. And it goes. Screen from Griffin. Morant baseline. Wow, that is a bailout call if I've ever seen one. We had help defense there, ready to stop them. They call the foul from behind. And the free throws from John Morant will tie the game at 93. Cobb downhill. He's doubled. We lob it up. Baseline. Mobley still gets to it, but left it short this time, right at the rim. Turner, quick shot off the screen, in and out. Will take the miss. Mullen, wow, that is a bailout call as well. That was a clean block, I thought. And a bad shot attempt by Mullen. But he gets the foul. We get one back. And we have not seen Tyler Hero in this game at all. And he's supposed to be coming off their bench, but I have not seen him at all. I wonder why that is. Downhill, and Gonzalez somehow scores. John Cobb clearly just not feeling it right now on either end. The free throw will put Memphis back in front by a point. Off-ball screen set for Mullen. Mid-range jumper finds its way in. What a game he's had. Morant thought twice about that pull-up. We have not seen much of Banks here in this second half since about the halfway point in the third quarter. He'll come back in soon, probably. Turner has to jack it up, and it's in! These guys keep hitting incredibly tough shots, and we're going to have to hit those two to win here at home. Mobley at the rim. How do you miss that, man? I get there's a couple of blue shirts flying around, but they're still all undersized, and you had a good look at the rim. We trail by 2. Gotta make the easy ones too, man. Good steal by Anderson. We've got numbers. Cobb in the corner with a great look. Come on, man. Griffin. No way that goes in. Although based on their most recent shots, that probably could have. We get a couple back-to-back stops. Now Mobley. No double team coming, and he draws the foul on Morant. The third on Memphis. We can bring in Kylan Moore, hopefully. J-Dub will check out. Moore will check in. Alongside McDaniels and David Dennis. Mobley goes 2 for 2. Now we have a taller lineup out there as Banks and Edey check back in. And so does Perkins for the Grizzlies. 5:36 to go here in a tie ball game. Can we close this out? Banks looking to attack Cobb. Blows by him. And Cobb has to foul him. That's now 4 on the Aztecs. They're 1 away from the bonus. Banks, just his 5th points. No, that was his 7th points. No, 8th point. Jesus, here in the half. Make it 9. But still plenty of time left to add to it. Out to Cobb. From way downtown. No good. He thought he found his rhythm for a moment there on those back-to-back makes a little while ago, but does not seem to have been the case. Under 5 to play. And we get a turnover. Kylan Moore with that steal. Fast break. And McDaniels ties the game again. Over the top, Edey. Wow. Couple screens off ball. McDaniels open, but can't hit. We cannot keep playing from behind here late. We gotta find a way to jump in front, make one last run, and retake the lead. Morant probing, steps back. Are you kidding me, man? Why can't we do that? Good cut by Dennis. One-handed jam on Ja. Great pass there from Kylan Moore, the blueprints. That's not going to be enough. Gotta play some better defense and hope they miss some of these tough shots. That's a tough one, and it's no good from Elijah Banks. We can tie it up or take the lead. Moore to tie. Missed it. You had a lane. Just take it and try it for the guaranteed 2. Perkins fouled on the other end. Cobb has just been, frankly, bad on both ends. I hate to say it, but he has not been good at all. Free throws both drop in for Perkins. We've got 3 minutes to get back in. It's only a 4-point game, but it feels like a lot more than that, given how they're playing. Cobb, mid-ranger. That one's online. Morant gets the handoff. Back out to Banks. Now a screen from Perkins. Banks drives. Back out. Time winding away. Morant has to shoot. No good off the backboard. We can once again tie or take the lead. McDaniels is open, and he can't put us in front. Second chance 3. Dennis says, I can do it. He's got 21, nearly half of that here in the 4th. And now crunch time, 108-107. Griffin for the lead, rattles it in. Timeout, Aztecs. Gotta keep making plays and take care of the basketball. That's not how you do it. Kylan Moore getting up slowly. The Grizzlies have numbers. Edey fouls. Cobb has been called for 3 fouls here in the 4th. Dismiss 1, Edey, please. Is he good at free throws? Maybe not. He goes 1 for 2. Just take care of the ball, take good shots, and hopefully a win will come out of it. Pilot Moore over Edie. The lefty hook won't go, and he misses the shot. Unbelievable. And now Perkins slips behind our defense. And we're making all the wrong plays down the stretch. Memphis making all the right ones. Every time we're in a game like this where we're trailing just by a couple all game long or for most of the game and it's close, we don't usually win them. We have stolen a couple in the past, but not very often. This one comes at home, and it comes to stay here at number 4 in the conference. And it comes off a loss against this same team on Friday nights. Cobb called for another foul. Are you kidding me? Lead up to 6 for Memphis. And we are almost out of time. It's not on our side, clearly. Moore blocked. Gets it back. He'll try it again and score. 4-point game, 10-second differential. We're going to have to either force a turnover or hope for some free throw misses. 8 fouls here in the half, or in the quarter rather, is just absurd. And half of those are on Cobb. All of them shooting fouls. So back to 6-point game. And we're going to use our last timeout here. Gotta make a shot here if you want to have any chance to win. Inside, Moore throws it down. I'm not sure twos are going to get the job done here. We're going to put Morant back at the line. He has yet to miss a free throw here in this one. Just got to hope for the best. And he does miss the front end, but we cannot keep fouling him. Got to foul somebody else if we can. Put some pressure on those inbounds passes. Morant's 1 for 2. We have no timeouts to advance. We've got to go quick. Dennis brings it up. We're taking too long already. A step back. Won't go. No foul called, even though Dennis got leveled by Morant. And now the game is essentially over. Memphis will win 2 straight against the Aztecs to jump us in the conference standings. And our poor run of form will continue here after that incredible start to our season. Under 10 seconds left, Jalen Williams has been very quiet in this game and hits a bit of a garbage time shots. We'll just give a couple free points to John Morant to close the game here with 5.2 on the clock. And yeah, we are a couple days away from a trade, but now we got to play the Clippers, who are the conference leaders, before we can make that trade. So that's not good news for us at all. We play them again in a couple weeks. So that's going to do it here at home. The Grizzlies come out on top. We had our chances, but blew it with a really bad third quarter and a couple of turnovers here in the fourth. 117 for us, 123 for them. And I think this game right here shows that we have a lot to work on if we want to get back to our #1 conference ranking from a year ago. So back-to-back L's against a conference rival. And nobody for us, had a good game except for two bench players. Maurice Mullen and Aaron Mobley both gave us all they could give us. But Kylan Moore had a bad second half. 22 points on 25 shots is never going to be enough to get the job done. Dennis, I thought, had a pretty solid game. Gave us a chance, but Cobb really struggled here. 4 for 16, 2 for 10 from downtown. A lot of fourth quarter fouls. Kind of knocked us out of the running for the win here. And yeah, man, there is a lot to work on. A couple holes on this team that we have to figure out. And I think Mullen and Mobley probably need larger roles based on this game alone, but Mullen has also had a really good season so far. He's really played better than a year ago, shooting-wise. His numbers have been really impressive across the board. I mean, over 50% from downtown. This guy needs to see the court, potentially as a starter. I mean, he was putting up 21 a game when he was starting 2 years ago, and off our bench, hasn't been given a lot of opportunities. I think he needs a bigger shot here, maybe in place of Herb Jones, who has not shot the ball despite going 1 for 1 here in this game. I think with these numbers, maybe it's time for us to give Mullen a chance to start alongside Cobb. And I would probably still keep Cobb at the 2 and put Mullen in at the 3, even though Cobb is taller. But Mullen still has small forward as his secondary position, and I think I want to see him out there. So this is going to give Mobley a bigger role off our bench at 21 minutes now, with 2 long stints in the first, or really just in every quarter, kind of eclipsing those quarter ends between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we're going to see less of McDaniels. He'll be there to close the first half, and he'll start the second half, but we're going to have Williams start games for now to get him out there for 28 minutes a game. And we'll do this for at least this game against the Clippers. And then we'll probably make the move to move on from McCaw. I just think that, again, given that his contract is going to be up, he's going to be asking for quite a bit of money given his overall, and he still has potential, still probably has further growth, but we can't really afford to go further into the second apron in terms of the salary cap, and his numbers have gone down from last year across the board. And I think a team like Orlando that's looking for younger talent because they have a bunch of old players after losing out on other young players that were on the ends of their contracts, this will give them a chance to hopefully hit the reset button, and we can hopefully get that Sundin guy. I think that will be big for us. I'm going to go ahead and put Mobley as our 6th man. But I have liked Anderson's play. He shot the ball fairly well. He's passing it well. He's actually playing really good defense. So I think he is earning his keep in this rotation. But McCaw is nearly done. That would open the door for more playing time for McDaniels, most likely, or Gary Trent to come in out of our reserves. He has yet to play this year. We could use him, I think. We face the Clippers, and we're looking really good here in this game. We're going to blow them out 122-87 behind 35 points for Kylan Moore. Got to go through one more game before we can make that trade. 21 for Luka in the loss, but 26 for Cobb. Williams had 20 points back in the starting role. David Dennis supplied 17 assists. That's got to be a career high for him, I think. Let's go look at his game highs. Assists. It's one shy, but it is his highest on the season, at least. One shy of his career high. Mullen, 12 points in his first start of the season. Mobley, 7 points. 3 for 5. Anderson, 2 for 8. Young, 0 for 3. You face another great team in the Chicago Bulls over in the Eastern Conference. Trying to come back in this one, but Might be too little too late, although they are making things really interesting here. 95, 98, 41 seconds to go. You probably got to watch the last 22 seconds here. 98, 96. I think we have the ball. We jump in here in Chicago. Cobb at the line. A chance to give us a 4-point lead. We've only scored 11 points and now 12 with those free throws here in the fourth quarter. They've scored 28. There's 22 seconds left, so no shot clock. But Chicago trying to mount an unlikely comeback. Can we hold them off to win back-to-back games against really, really good playoff caliber teams? Here's Josh Giddey. Downhill, bucket will go. Luckily, no fouls called. It's back to 2. And they're going to be putting Dennis at the line. It's the 5th foul on Emanescu. Front end for Dennis. Perfect. Back end for Dennis is up and in. Now a hair under 14 seconds left to go and no timeouts for the Bulls. They got to go quick. Deep 3 for Jovic, and it's in there. Are you kidding me? Don't do this to me. We're going to call timeout. It's now a 1-point ball game. We advance the ball. They will have to foul us again. It's Dennis taking free throws. Emanescu has fouled out. They're going to bring in Matas Buzelis off their bench, it looks like. The free throws are both up and good. Do not allow a 3. They have no timeouts. They have to go extremely quick. Jovic to tie. Missed it. The Aztecs hang on to win, but what a valiant effort by Chicago on their home court. A good win earned right there. Nobody scores more than 18 points for Chicago. We get 29 and 13 for Cobb with 3 blocks, 25 points for Dennis, a double-double on 4 shooting, though, for Moore, who was 0 for 10 from downtown. Really, all 3 of our stars were bad from downtown. As a team, they only shot 22%. Both teams just shot poorly throughout in this game, despite a lot of free throws being taken by either team. But we did win the rebound battle by only a couple. We won the rebound battle against the Clippers. You would have to imagine that was the case by about 7. So now it is a moment of truth. It's time to say goodbye, I think, if we can get a deal done to send Braden McCaw to Orlando. I think core is the wrong role. That's right there. I think it's more like he's what is it called? Expendable because of his poor play. And I think Gary Trent could probably just do a better job playing the exact same role as him. So we can get even more rebounding, which would help us out in some of these sim games, give us more offensive chances, and hopefully give less to the opposition. We're going to try and get that deal done now. I did the trade finder, and it looks like they just want a couple veteran pieces. Like they want McDaniels for sure, and I think that's fine. I think I'm down to include him in this deal, but I'm probably going to just include... I'm going to have to include McCaw here because I think that they can afford it, at least for this season, but also... I don't think that would be a good deal for them if they just get 2 veteran players. So we're going to negotiate. We'll keep that pick in there because that was part of the initial deal, I believe. Or was it their first round pick for this season? Okay, this is a 2035 first round pick. It's still probably a good deal for us. I'm going to take out Mitchell Robinson and I'll throw in McCaw. Probably like him better. Now, with this, I can probably afford to get that other pick, actually. Let's do this. Put top 3 protection What do they say to this plus like a second round pick in this upcoming draft? So McCaw, McDaniels, a second for Sundin, and a top 3 protected first round pick in this upcoming draft. What do they say here? They're set at small forward, but you're asking for a small forward. You're asking for McDaniels. What if we take out McDaniels and we include Mitchell Robinson? I don't know if I want to do that, because what if we see another injury for Moore or for Mobley? That would really shake things up. Sundin, though, can play center, so it's not the end of the world, but that would kind of take us back to not having a good power forward on the team. But I think this makes more sense than 2 forwards for a forward/big. So we're going to try this. How do you feel this way? What if we just go back to that other pick? That 2035 with no protections this time. I think this is probably a solid deal. We're probably getting less than I would personally want, but I think moving McCaw is probably a must for us. And this time the Magic do agree. So we trade McCaw away, a second round pick, and a bench center who is not getting playing time. We acquire a guy that's going to be out there quite a bit, Anders Sundin. 6'11", defensive anchor, plays defense and rebounds, and not the best shooter in the world, but we already knew that coming in. He does not take a lot of shots, and I expect in our system will only be hopefully taking shots at the rim and hopefully less threes. I'm going to take out all the play priorities for him, but I think this is the right call because McCaw was not giving us anything to like about his game at this point. So the deal is done. We say goodbye to a draft pick that has been 4 years in the making. This trade will take McDaniels out of our rotation for now, but I think he's still a good piece to have in case somebody gets hurt, whether it's at forward or, pretty much wing or forward. So a good backup option there. Gary Trent comes into the lineup. We still have Dylan Young coming off our bench, but he's also had a pretty down year. I think he's also going to be a trade candidate if we have to make one more move, because he has not been very good this year, but I'm still holding out that he can turn things around because he has before in years past. But this will move J-Dub back to our bench, but still in a big role at power forward. But now we have more size in the starting forward role to start and close games. And hopefully, with Mobley still getting playing time, this will open the door for better rebounding in general, and hopefully overall better inside defense. So that is our rotation. Welcome Anders Sundin. Will he be the piece that can really complete this puzzle? It also gives Sundin nearly a full week to acclimate himself with the team system, get acquainted with our new teammates. We are now down to a 4-star proficiency for our system, but I still think it's the right call. And let's dive in. In the first game, we outscored Phoenix by 16 points in the fourth quarter to take it by 18. 24 for Fausto Manet, Dion Houston, 15, 8, and 9. Dan George, 14, 6, and 7. But Kylan Moore, 27 and 16. Good passing and shooting from David Dennis. Cobb, 4 for 12. Sundin, 10, 8, and 6 on 4 for 6. That's pretty damn solid. But despite 38 points from John Cobb, we lose by 2 against the Kings. These guys are just always a pest. Sundin with 12. Mullen had 12. Young, 12 off our bench. But just not playing good defense. And once again, it's Kibu Miller, who always has a big day against us. Rematch against the Clippers, and we just got outscored 41-15 there in the second quarter. We're trying to come back here in the second half. Fourth quarter's coming. down to it. Clippers trying to pull away late, and it looks like they're going to come out of here with a win. 134-118, back-to-back L's in the conference. 33-14 for Moore, Cobb 27-8-8, Dennis 18-10. Sundin went 0 for 8. Jesus. That's more like it. 30-plus for Maurice Mullen, John Cobb, and Kylan Moore. Them and Dennis all shoot pretty well. Sundin 0 for 1. So not too terrible. Hit all 4 of his free throws. 22 for Wemby, 20 for Stephon Castle, but we shot 58% and shot over 50% from behind the arc. Close game unfolding here against Atlanta. 1 minute to go, and we end up winning it by 6. And it looks like Dennis is shaken up, but should be able to play our next game against the Pelicans, who are 5 games under 500. Risa Shea 26 in the Hawks loss, but 25-11 for both Cobb and Kylan Moore. Dennis 18 points. Sundin took 10 shots. Again, I took off all of his play priorities. He's still taking a lot of shots, but had 10 boards. That'll help. And we did outboard them pretty significantly in this one. Might be a big reason why we just won this game. But how hurt is Dennis? Deep right thigh bruise, he'll be okay. Now coming off this win against New Orleans, Herb Jones has a twisted right ankle. We'll check on that here in a moment, but we take down the Pelicans by 5. 23 for Trichet, 20 for Wendell Brown, but 51-11 for Kylan Moore. Cobb still has yet to have like a monster game in quite a while. Another strong performance out of the Blueprints. 39-13 to follow up that 51-point game. Cobb shoots well. Dennis shot well. Sundin 2 for 6. Mullen 4 for 7. Anderson has had a couple of bad games in a row, but he's still worth playing after 3 straight pretty poor performances shooting-wise. Also, has not passed the ball well these last 3 games. We've won all 3 of them. Wonder what's going on there. Now we get the Utah Jazz. Really solid first half by Mexico City. We increased our lead and we're on our way to a monster blowout victory as Sundin grabs a career-high 15 rebounds. That's why he's out there. Make it 5 straight wins for the Aztecs after 2 straight L's. Around 24-12. York drops 24, but Cobb drops 36-10. That is what I'm talking about. Dennis 31-9. Kylan Moore played well. Mullen shot the ball well. Sundin supplied the rebounds. How about J-Dub? 9 assists off our bench. Anders Anderson nearly Tony Snelling this game, but eventually got a board and a 1 assist. Our win streak is then snapped by Andrew Lee and the Blue Crabs. He drops in 27 points on only 14 shots. John Cobb 29 on 14 attempts. Kylan Moore shot the ball pretty poorly. Anderson actually got hurt this game. We'll check on that here in a moment. Our bench was just not very good at all. It did not give us any offense. It went cold. Only shot 38% for the field, 28 from behind the arc. We also got killed on the boards, it looked like, because we missed so many shots. But Anderson, bruised right hip. Herb Jones, fully healthy. And how badly is this affecting Anderson? A couple bad games in a row. A couple attributes going down. We'll probably play through it. We want to give those point guard minutes back to Dylan Young because Anderson's numbers have tanked since the trade for some reason. Makes no sense to me. But I think given those numbers and him being hurt, you give more to Dylan Young, who we know can pass the ball. He has not shot the ball well either, but he's been better than Davion Mitchell this season. So I think that role will fall squarely on him. This will probably open up some more playing time, I think, for Gary Trent, or maybe just for Maurice Mullen. Give him 2 more minutes, or 1 extra minute here. We'll give Trent these 3, and we'll give him these 2 as well. So Young gets the point guard role. He'll now play 24 off our bench. We trim our lineup down to 10 men. Herb Jones has been pulling his numbers up this year. These last couple weeks, he's been a lot better. Despite the cold icon, he's actually been better than the rest of the season. So, not sure why that's even showing up. They get back-to-back losses, both of them despite good games from John Cobb. Dylan Young did a good job off our bench, but Kylan Moore shot poorly. Then it's only half 15. Mullen had a bad day, so did Jalen Williams. Meanwhile, Henry Terry drops in 39. Despite not having a great year, he's had his best year to date and one of his best games. I think it's going to be a career high for him against us. Back in the win column, taking down the Pelicans. They had 5 players, 6 players in double figures. That is 3 straight really strong games out of John Cobb. Putting up 28 points per game. He's had his ups and downs this year, but it's actually 5 straight really good games. Volume has gone up a little bit, and he is playing very well. Mullen shot well. Sundin got involved. So, a better overall team performance. Got 3-point shooting. Now, game number 40 on the season against the horrible Lakers. There's no chance we lose this game, right? Correct. We win it by 30 points. With 20 plus from Cobb, Dennis, Mullen, and Kylan Moore. Pretty good day. Nobody had a bad day, it seems. Nobody scored more than 13 points for LA. This team is absolutely awful. We're going to end the episode by going through what could be perhaps our toughest stretch of the season here, our toughest week. We face the Rockets at home and then on the road, and then we face Memphis again. Now we have made some separation between us and them for the 4 seed, but still a full game back from LA, who is in the 3rd seed spot. But the Rockets have jumped all the way back to 1st place. We played good basketball as of late. 7 wins in our last 10, but this week will prove to be both the midway point in our season and another tried and true test. First matchup, the Rockets get the better of us in the 2nd quarter. We're still in this game. We come back and take the lead after an amazing 3rd. 4th quarter going our way. Aztecs trying to pull away in this one. And we are gonna end it with a win, a 105-102. A plus 21 3rd quarter. That's how you get the job done. 30 for Dennis, 28 and 14 for Moore. Cobb with a rare bad day against Houston. But we come out on top. Sundin only 5 rebounds, really held in check here in this game. Morales 24, Whitmore 21. Frank Bauer was incredibly quiet in this game. 3, 5, and 5. Only took 6 attempts. And that is because Bauer got hurt in that game. And I think he's going to miss this next one, as he is dealing with a bruised right heel. Probably could play through it. They have somebody else in their starting 5 for this next one. We'll simcast it. Jump in late if it's looking to be a tight finish. Rockets get ahead early, and we're trailing by about 20-some points at halftime. 3rd quarter, we're once again trying to claw back in, but it's going to take more than 1 good quarter this time around. Rockets had a really impressive half, but another great 3rd quarter. If we can get back a little bit further in this game, I'm going to watch the end of it. 5:24 to go. Can we complete another comeback against Houston, this time on the road? We trail by 8, and I don't believe they have Frank Bauer. If you look at the box score, Cobb's got 35, Dennis has 33, and yeah, Bauer's not in there. You gotta take advantage. They have Cam Christie? They have Craig Christie. Okay, good. So we have the ball, under 6 to go, trailing by 8 points. Gotta close this quarter as strong as possible. Cobb finds Mobley, backdoor for the deuce, and it's down to 6. Here's G.G. Jackson, longtime Rockets, former Memphis Grizzly. They pass out of that. Here's Dudley, way downtown, no dice, Mobley the rebounds. Young finds Mobley screaming down the floor, and now it's cut to 4. Dudley has it again, trying to find somebody or just take a screen. Contested shots, and a bad one at that. Herb Jones the rebounds. Up to Mobley, but this time they knock it away. Bolden ends up with it. Jackson fouled hard on the other end. Third foul against the Aztecs. This will give us a chance to bring in Kylan Moore. Jackson having a good day. 22 points. And there's Anders Sundin on the floor for the first time that we've seen here in an Aztecs uniform. Welcome to Mexico City, even though we're here in Houston. Quick bucket for the Blueprint on the other end. And now nearly stolen by Dennis, but Shepard gets it back. Shot clock winding away. Tough 3. Shepard knocks it down. Come on, man. 19 points here in this one, 10 here in the fourth. Still work to be done by the Aztecs here. Trying to win back-to-back games against Houston. Long 2 won't go for Moore. On the other end, it's Jackson. Blocked off the backboard by Kylan Moore. Fast break. Good pass out to Sundin for a triple. Why? I don't want him taking those. He's not very efficient. But Kylan Moore gets it back again off a steal from Baldwin. We find a good look here and knock it down. The game's not even close to over. Dennis, tough shots. But no foul is called. Shepard, free path to the rim. 9-point game. Dennis shuffles it to Kylan Moore. That was John Cobb not gotten a chance. How is Moore only shot 38% against their backup center? Frank Bauer's not even playing this game. You got to get better from your star in a way better matchup. 3's no good. The door is still open. You got to go quick, though. Moore open again. Quick, fast break buckets will help us out here. It's 131-136, under 2 minutes left to go. Need multiple stops back to back to back. Shepard misses at the hoop. This could make it a 1-score game. Mullen fouls. That's 5 on Jackson. Could have been an easy and one, I thought. Free throws can tie it. The first of which is good. Mullen over 90% at the line this season. Just like Dennis and Cobb and Kylan Moore, we have a great starting 5 in terms of free throws. But now a 3-point game. Can we come back in this one? I've talked about how we don't win these close games trailing for much of the fourth quarter. But here's another chance to make up for those losses. Sundin, bucket and the foul. I don't think he's very good at the line, but I guess we'll find out here. He knocks it in. We're tied at 136. Shepard, wow. Drew the contact. That's 5 on Dennis. He's 1 away from fouling out. Rockets not yet in the bonus, but it was a shooting foul, which will allow Shepherd to put them back in the lead. Dennis with it, looks to drive on Shepherd. How did that one go? That was incredible defense. But Dennis gets his 34th and 35th points to fall. 50 seconds left, and we are tied. That was a 9-point game just like a minute ago. But a really quick run. Good defense by us. And now a chance to steal one here again against Houston. But another good play by Reed Shepherd. He's got, I think, 6 straight. All right, 43 seconds to go and counting. Cobb into a pull-up 3, no good. Offensive rebound to Kylan Moore. Cobb thought about trying again. Sundance 3 blocked. Why are we taking 3s here? You don't have to foul, but you gotta get a stop here on this possession if you want a chance to tie or take the lead. Shepherd downhill. Now Baldwin. Shot clock under 5. No freebies. Baldwin bricks the fade. We have 1 timeout. We're not going to use it. Up ahead. Cobb ties it with 3.3 to go on the fast break. And this game is close to heading to overtime. These two teams, no shortage of great games between these two franchises. But a chance to win now. Baldwin inbounds it. Jackson to Morales for the win. He can't beat the buzzer. It just missed. And now overtime on the way. Unbelievable. Overtime has officially begun with the Aztecs in control of the rock. 140. Not much defense being played here in this one. A lot of star power despite Frank Bauer missing this contest. Cobb, little dribble move, and a 3 that he drops in. Shepherd, couple dribble moves against Maurice Mullen, works his way inside and scores. Man, this kid is insane. We lob it up, and it's blocked away. Shepherd got to it mid-flight. Jabari Smith Jr., fast break to put the Rockets in the lead. Screen comes up. Cobb finds Moore on the pick and roll. Easy deuce. You have now jumped up to 3rd in the NBA in assists per game, now over 31. You've got 41 here tonight. The offense has been potent, but the defense has been nowhere to be seen. Nice cut. Dennis flips it up and in. Inside, another good play by Shepherd at the rim. Paint defense has been nowhere to be seen, frankly put. They have spread the floor very well. They're pulling both of our bigs out of the paints, allowing Shepherd to get inside with ease, and so far, no answer from David Dennis all game long. He's also played pretty well. Passes back out here to Cobb. Cobb looks to drive it and draws the foul. Morales has 5. Not sure who their backup is, but Cobb's got 40 points. Free throw gives him 41. He's been effective and efficient. The free throws give us the lead. And now Shepherd lost it. How do they get that back? That's unfair. Jackson hits the reverse. Here's Mullen, a quick trigger behind the arc. And he absolutely drills it. Under 2 to play now in overtime. Aztecs lead it by just 2 points. 1 basket separates us and them. Shepard wants the ball in his hands. Baseline, and that pass went off the backboard. Mullen, one-on-one. Left it short, no. Wait for your teammates, brother, against a better defender like Jackson. Shepard, buckets, and the foul. Bad sequence for Mullen after a big three. MVP chance for Shepard? Hell no. But he has put this team on his back here in this one. Dennis drives and draws the foul on him. That's going to be his third. Got to knock down both. Dennis and Cobb, this elite backcourt, having some big games here. Will it be enough? Shepard lost it. He's stripped by Dennis. What a play. Can we put the ball in the hoop? Yes, we can. Kylan Moore makes it a 3-point Mexico City lead. 60 seconds left to go and counting. Shepard fires, but misses. In and out, and something is there on the rebound. Moore lobs it up. Dennis to eclipse 40 points. Game's not over yet, though. Rockets still have a chance. Shepard once again slices inside. He's been so good driving to the rim. Gotta score here if you're the Aztecs. Do not turn the ball over. Absolutely not. Dennis, what is that? It's a heat check. But Moore comes flying in for the rebound. Dennis again in and out. One tough chance, one really good chance. Shepard fouled hard. Dennis has fouled out of the game with 41 points. Is this the path to victory for Houston? There's no shot clock left. We bring in Gary Trent, so we have no true point guard out there. We lost their only point guard in this rotation. Shepard hits both. 1 point game, they have to foul. Put Cobb at the line. Why is Trent up there? I don't agree with this play by us to put him at the line. He's not that trustworthy at the line. See what I'm talking about? Are you kidding me, guys? Where's the basketball IQ? Cobb's not even on the floor. Is he? No, he is. Trent goes 0 for 2. The first time that we see this guy play for us this year, and he misses both. This can't be happening. There is absolutely no way that we blow this, right? There's no way. They might save for the final shots. Here in Houston, Shepard with it. I think he wants the final look. Shepard fires off the backboard and good. 1.4 to go. I can't stand this team. I can't stand them. We can advance the ball, which we have with the timeouts. But their plan worked to perfection. They fouled Dennis out, our hottest player. They fouled Trent. He misses both, and now we're down by 1. Those free throws were the difference. Now we have to jack up a quick shot, which is going to be for the win. Game on the line. Sundin inbounds. Cobb way downtown. No good. And the Rockets just stole one from us. I can't believe that. That is insane. That is squarely on Gary Trent's shoulders. What a horrible first impression. Unbelievable. You're telling me that everybody except for one player on this Rockets team reached double figures? And despite 40 plus from Cobb and Dennis, we can't get the win. Gary Trent, you are a sleeper agent. You're going to have some big games to make up for that one, buddy. That is just absurd. I am irate right now. I can't believe we just lost that game, man. That is unreal. How do we get 6 more offensive rebounds and still lose the game? Just absurd. Reed Shepherd, he needs his kneecaps gone. That's all I can say about him. Last game of the episode, we face Memphis once again. It is our last game against them this season. So this is a pretty pivotal matchup because this could be the tiebreaker difference if we end up with the same record as them in terms of playoff seeding. We, of course, lost 2 earlier this year against them. Did we win the one before that? We did. So if we win this one, we tie the season series, which would be pretty big. Good first quarter by the Aztecs. Grizzlies cut into our lead by halftime. Not much headway being made by Memphis here. Fourth quarter, trying to hold them off. They're still sticking around. 4-point game. It's getting down to the wire. 113-110. We gotta watch the end of this game, man. Can we please hold on to win this game? Tip right there. Give less minutes to Gary Trent Jr. I'm getting close. We've got Gary Trent out there in crunch time. Mullins off the floor, but Dennis picks up a big crunch time steal. Fast break. Scores! How does he do it? Dennis is one of my favorite players ever in the channel history. Simply put, this guy is just a big playmaker, man, on both ends. Gets steals, knocks down threes, can drive inside, score through contacts. He's awesome. But John Morant answers with a potential 3-point play of his own against Dennis. The free throw is good. 54 seconds left. It's dished out. Gary Trent, not going to fire here. Wisely. Takes the screen. There's room. There he goes. That's a big shot for him to keep his spot here in this rotation. Moore must have fouled out earlier. That's why Gary Trent's going to be in the game here. But I'm not going to forget about those free throws anytime soon, man. Because the Rockets are our mortal enemy. John Morant, another 3-point play to cut our lead back in half. No shot clock left. Now we do get Cobb at the line here. How did we not get Cobb at the line in that last game? Never gonna forgive our coaching for that. But here, Cobb knocks down both in a big moment. Trying to tie up this season series against the Grizzlies. Make it 2-2. 5-point game. They gotta go quick. Elijah Banks. No good from the corner. Second chance. Banks. Offline. Dennis boxes out. Grizzlies won't foul. And the Aztecs will come away with the win here on their home courts. And we win 2 out of 3. Should have been 3 out of 3 in this week. One of our toughest weeks of the entire schedule. That game will get us to the final week of January. 24 for Moore. Cobb had 19. 12 off the bench for Gary Trent, 5 for 6. I want to see more of that. Lots of players score here in this game. I've not had many scoring games like this for the entire team, but a lot of guys showed up to play. For Memphis too, but we came out on top. And rebounding has definitely been better the last month of the year since that trade. So last week of January, And we are still 4th in the conference, but now we have a 2.5 game lead on the Thunder, who are now the team next up behind us. With the Rockets still number 1, we're 4 games back from them. Blazers a game and a half back, and we are pretty much neck and neck with LA for the 3 seed as of right now. Still 7 wins here in our last 10. We've shot the 3 ball very well. Offense has kept up their own pace. In terms of award races, Ant right now the MVP leader, followed by Frank Bauer and then Kylan Moore. No John Cobb in the running as of right now. Ant has his points per game slowly coming down to earth, but it's going to take a while to break that average up. Rookie of the year, as you might expect, Dustin Miller as of right now at the halfway point. Ryan Abdul-Kareem, who played a big role in that Brooklyn championship 2 years ago, leads the 6th man of the year voting. Wemby leads Depoy again, as always. Vic Pollard, number 1 in most improved player for Brooklyn. Ant right now, 1st in clutch player of the year voting, but Kylan Moore is in 2nd, John Cobb's in 5th. Cobb is averaging 28, 8, and 5, with, if you round up, 2 steals per game, and is somehow not in the MVP conversation. Not sure how that's feasible. In terms of all-star voting, Ant leads the way in the Western Conference backcourts. Ja Morant, number 3. What about front courts? John Cobb, number 2. Moore, number 5. They should be there. One of them will be a starter. Probably Cobb, if I had to assume. York, number 1 for the front courts. Over in the Eastern Conference. Oh, by the way, Ken Whitmore was also not there for that Rockets game. He broke his left thigh. And yet we still lost that game. The Rockets are just too good, man. They just never get worse. Look at this bench. Eric Dudley, Tari Eason, Daniel Baldwin. They had Jackson coming off their bench before Whitmore got hurt. How do they keep doing this? I don't know. But we're going to end part 1 here. Bit of a longer one as well. Sorry it took me longer than I said it would to get up. But, you know, still a lot of stuff going on over here in my world. We're 28-15. We played better since the trade. Give me your thoughts down below on that move to acquire Anders Sundin. He is up to where, shooting-wise? He's gone down since the trade. You know what? Whatever. The rebounding takes care of itself. We're winning games for the most part. I think he's a part of that. So we'll end it right here, folks. 5th in the power rankings, 4th in the Western Conference. And we have half of the year to go and 1 week until the trade deadline. Give me your feedback down below. Please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care and have a great day.